Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pop Black here on Buffers Network. I'm the host, of course, this night's Insider Eddie. Joining me is the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Courty Derrick. Yes.
Did you forget your name during this intro? What was that? Did you skip? Did you?
Dude, I'm so hyped. Like, everybody just don't know this Friday is Mario and the Rabbids.
That's
I'm
true.
so excited to play it this Friday. I'm so excited. I think I'm off that day. So I had to skedaddle to Best Buy, snag my copy, twirl out the store, and then drive home. I'm so excited this Friday. But yes, how you doing, Courty? Hello, boss man.
I'm good. It's been a weird day, we'll say. It's kind of been one of those days where, like, you know, so my daughter had ballet, my cousin came over and she hung out with us for a little bit. We went to Boo at the zoo, and then we're going on vacation in a couple weeks, and we made some we'll say slight changes to our plans, and that's been kind of hectic, so I'm kind of trying to do that at the moment too. But yeah, it's been a great weekend, actually. So
Okay, and we'll get into it, because everybody, this is not only a special guest. We have an announcement that this is our third chair joining Nintendo Power Block, the whole Nintendo crew. She's the courageous and captivating Courtney Woods. Hello! Yes!
Hi, guys.
Yes. Everybody, I
just a hi.
Hi, guys.
I just want to give you guys some backup. Me and Courtney probably about did like 2 expansion passes before we
Did you record them?
No, we didn't.
Oh my gosh, Ed, what are you doing? Wasted
Well,
content.
it looks like that it was recording. I don't know what you did.
I wasn't here.
You did it. It's all your fault.
So
I wasn't here,
it was
Ed.
just it was a really good discussion and stuff. But it's just stuff that we've been talking about, some old stuff. But it was just us having this conversation. But Courtney, welcome. You want to introduce yourself to people who don't know you here at the Nintendo side of Boss Rush?
For sure. So, I'm a streamer, a digital media marketer. I do a little bit of everything all at the same time. And now these guys are stuck with me for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
Hmm.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just like to, it's just another person to pick on this show. So we're all good.
Hey, that's fine.
I'm wearing my Epcot shirt, by the way.
Yes.
Let's see.
It's my weekly day countdown of Disney shirts before I go on vacation. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Epcot forever. Look at these colors, man. Look at these colors.
Very summer vibes.
Yes.
Very nice.
So let's just jump into how our weekend was. You know, Courtney, you talked about your weekend. Courtney, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good till today. I got to sleep in. I got to work an 8-hour shift, but I'm here. I'm here.
That's good. For me, I had a lazy weekend. I actually got 2 days off back to back.
What?
I pretty much got to just lay back and enjoy myself. I did go get some snacks and stuff Friday night after I got off of work. But like Saturday and Sunday, of course Sunday I had church and I sang all day. Did an episode of Talk the Walk that you guys will be seeing in the future for Life is Strange 2. Had a really great discussion with Celeste and Shane, like really, really good. Saturday I did a lot of gameplay and kind of forgot that I was supposed to be working on Dead Space, and there was another game that took place on Dead Space, and I was just like, ooh, I have been playing this game for the last 5 hours. I need to go eat. But really just enjoying myself. I was telling Corey, that my boss is on vacation, so I'm kind of somewhat the dependable store manager that was going to work everybody and not make them upset and want to quit. Uh, so I am on call for some things, uh, but this weekend no one called me, no one texted me, they didn't send me a smoke signal, nothing. I actually got to sit down and enjoy the weekend.
That's
So
exciting.
yes,
It's always fun.
S- yes. So, Corey, we got some Patreon updates and housekeeping. You wanna let the people know what's going on? What's going on with Patreon and the rest of the Boss Rush crew?
Yeah, so I already kind of made this announcement on the show, but just in case you missed it, we are kind of putting standard definition on hiatus for now. Just because it's not performing how we kind of want it to, and with scheduling and how much work kind of goes into that show mixed with viewer numbers and just all a combination of other things. It's a really hard show to do to get what we want out of it, and so we're gonna put it on the back burner for now. Always a chance of revival. It's something that I would love to bring back at some point. We just we don't have time or room for it, but we don't want anybody to feel like they're not getting what they pay for. So we've kind of already started implementing this a little bit, but we are replacing it with Talk the Walk and 1v1 for Patreon early access. So you can get those two shows for free. Now, they're not weekly shows, but they are shows that kind of go into that we feel like are, what do you want to say? Good enough to, replace this as an early access feature. So look out for those. We're going to try to get 1 Talk the Walk out a month and 2 interviews out a month. And then we're going to try to do 1 or 2 extra expansion passes a month for this show, just to kind of fill out the spots, because like I said, you guys are paying for standard definition, and if we're putting it on hiatus, we need to replace it with something, because that's what a good business does. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. And then we're going to kind of fold Ranking Nintendo also into our expansion pass / extra content lineup for Nintendo Power Block. We're gonna finish up the consoles sometime soon, and then on to something else. I think if we do games, I think we're gonna only do 1 Ranking Nintendo a month, because games take a while to play and beat and finish, and some of them are hard. So that's where we're at there.
Oh, the suffrage of one game.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at there. And then we're currently working on restructuring the rest of the plans for Patreon. We're kind of shuffling some things around. We're having a team meeting to kind of go over a lot of this, and then we're going to try to maybe implement it either in December or the first of the year for some stuff. This was an experimental year for us. I think we did relatively well, all things considered, of getting content out and doing kind of what we initially planned for, but we want to do, our plan is to do more with less, if that makes sense. So like, we're going to add a community interaction tier where, you vote on stuff for Ranking Nintendo, or submit questions for interviews, and submit games for Talk the Walk, that kind of thing, to kind of, give you more of a say in what we do. I think that's a smart way to go. And then we're going to try to add some extra tiers as well to Patreon. Patreon is a interesting service, and we kind of want to utilize it more, but we also want to be consumer friendly, because our patrons contribute their money and their time to listen to us, right? And I know all of our content is free and stuff, right? But for those who do pay for it, we want to make sure you have more options and be more consumer facing and that kind of thing. So that's what we're kind of doing with that. And then we are also, the last thing, we're going to work on moving our merch to a different store just because the quality on Redbubble is not great. So if you're thinking about buying merch, you can, but we're moving stores. We're going to move to TeePublic, I think, which is where we moved the Destiny show I do. We have a store there, and I bought a hoodie there, and it's like a really high quality hoodie. So I was really happy with it. So.
I love seeing the Tower Casual hoodie on you. When I first seen it, I'm like, oh, that looks so good.
It's really comfy inside, and it's really warm. It's like it's a lightweight hoodie, but it's like really warm inside. And sometimes I start sweating halfway through Tower Casuals because it's warm, and there's a heater vent right here. It feels really nice in the summer when the air conditioning is on because the vent is right here, and it's like, it's cold right here all the time until winter hits, and then it's hot right here all the time.
No.
So.
Oh
no. So just to give everybody a heads up, that's what we're doing. There's a lot going on, and I'm sure some of you have seen the kind of stuff pop up in terms of there's there's new kind of silos for our content in terms of what do you call it? Like we're kind of sorry, it's kind of late and my brain is shutting down. So you're gonna, first of all, shout out to Read Only Magazine, where we have an ad in that magazine, and so we kind of, if you don't know what that is, you should probably go look at it. But we are going to have an ad that's featured in there, kind of featuring everybody. But what you're going to see in that ad is some new logos for things, like the business never had a logo, like a proper logo. So I made one. Did I send it to you guys in our group chat?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's going to be.
Is it the ones that you been sending me, Courty?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the beautiful ones. Very sleek.
Yeah. So we're kind of siloing things into like, just a little, I know this is kind of a boring conversation for some people, but just a little inside baseball as I'm watching baseball on the other screen. Sorry, the Guardians are playing the Yankees, and it's kind of a big deal for Cleveland because the Browns suck this year somehow. The company name is Boss Rush Media, and we're kind of siloing content into specific pillars like Boss Rush Games, and which is, kind of where you see the normal in-house podcasts like this one and the Boss Rush podcast and the things that go with those podcasts. You're going to see the Boss Rush Network, which is a lot of things that you already see from the website, right? Like articles and reviews and the other shows that we kind of like to promote, like Lore Together and EXP Cast and Console Gaming Crew, and then other YouTube channels like Blocks Game Reviews and a couple other things. But then we also have our Boss Rush partner channels that that's where LaRon's personal stuff kind of falls into. That's where Crossroads falls into. That's where Tower Casuals falls into. And I think it's just going to keep things more organized, simple, and streamlined, and easier for me to process these different silos, because at the end of the day, it's, Ed and I are co-founders, but at the end of the day, like the behind the scenes stuff, I usually work on a lot of that, and it keeps things organized for me to kind of do everything. So that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, that you're going to see that stuff kind of popping around if you haven't seen it already. And we're going to have a team meeting on all this and what it all means and what the future kind of holds. But that's where we're at with that.
Uh, well, we also have some Patreon producers to shout out, Corey. Speaking of
Right.
Patreon.
Yeah. If you aren't a patron already, you can head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork if you would like to contribute to us directly. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. For $1 a month, you get early access to multiple shows here on the Boss Rush Network, including Expansion Pass from here. And at the $5 tier, you become a Patreon producer. What does that mean? It means you get early access plus a shout out on this here program. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of the Boss Rush, or not the Boss Rush, the Nintendo Pal Block are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, my wife, Sana Dierig, and Rebecca Jewell. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons. And I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, all of our content remains free. You just get a few perks for supporting us, and hopefully more of you will do so. If you don't feel like supporting us, that's okay. You can give us a 5-star rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can tell your friends about our podcast. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, comment, leave questions, all that good stuff. Ring the bell, all those YouTube words. And you can also watch us live on twitch.tv/Boss Network if you want to join us there. That's also something we're going to be talking about soon, doing the multi-stream to YouTube. We did it a couple times. It worked a couple times. It didn't work a couple times, so that's something we're going to discuss too. Or maybe just move straight to YouTube because Twitch, no offense to the people the day-to-day people, but Twitch's business practices seem to be bothering a lot of people. So there's that.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, Corey?
I don't think so. So yeah.
Okay. Well then, everybody, it's time for Snacktendo. Woo! Courtney, what have you been snacking on?
Well, I did Amazon Prime a bunch of snacks, but somebody decided that those snacks were reserved for people under the age of 10. So I've been currently snacking on some Trolley's peach rings.
Ooh,
They're
yes.
so good. I didn't think they would be that good, but they are delicious.
They consistently sell out at my job.
Do they really?
Yes.
Oh, man. What about you?
So-
What are you snacking on?
They're so sweet and so gooey. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
is that all, Courtney? Was it just that?
Yeah, just that. Some Sunny D. That's about it.
Sunny
Nothing
D.
fun. Heck yeah.
Did you know that I just realized that they had different flavors
Really?
of a Sunny D? Yeah, they have like a strawberry orange kind of flavor and a raspberry one. I'm like, wait, and a blueberry. I'm like, wait, when did Sunny D start doing different
The blueberry one is delicious.
It's
It is-
hard to find.
That's because it's so good. It kind of reminds me of the Scooby-Doo snack pack from like
Yeah.
the 90s. It's the blue
Yes.
one. That's the exact same thing in liquid
yes.
form.
Corey, what have you been snacking on?
Okay, well,
Uh-oh.
where do I start here, Ed? Where do I start?
Did you have your burrito today?
No. No. So this weekend was my wife and I's wedding anniversary, so we went out to dinner yesterday. We got sushi, and it was pretty good. We had some sushi. We had some California tempura. By the way, California tempura might be secretly one of the best sushis out there.
No.
Secretly.
Mm-mm.
Also, I'm a person that doesn't really like raw fish, so, I may be a little biased. Also, shrimp tempura, very good. Spicy shrimp, very, very good. I'm also a big fan of the Alaskan with cream cheese. Also very good. So
I was saying it to Courtney. I think I love sushi with cream cheese in it. I've been
Oh,
preferring that over
absolutely.
avocado.
Like the best.
you ever have it with both? That's good too.
Add it
I
with spicy
seen it, but
mayo.
not.
It's tasty. Sorry, I was taking a little sippy sip, a little sipperoo. Um, so yeah, it was great, and I really loved it. And then tonight we had pizza, which was also very good. What about you, Ed?
Okay.
What are the good things you've been snacking on?
So, Friday, I ended up having some salmon from Chili's with Mexican rice.
Uh-oh, he froze.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-oh.
Hello? Are you there?
Did you guys see me now?
Yep, there you go. You're
Okay.
on live.
Uh, it's so weird. I can see you guys on my end, like continuously, but I guess on your guys is I'm freezing. I'm like, I got my internet cord in my Series X. What's going on? Uh, no, but I uh had chilies. I had some salmon, some Mexican rice, and some cheesy mashed potatoes. So good.
Mm.
Um, and then when I got off of work, I had a 20-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's. I was I was literally hungry. Um, Saturday, we here in Illinois have checkers. We used to have a rallies,
Mhm.
but we had checkers first before there was a rallies, and now we have checkers back. Courtney, when I tell you those seats, I got a large drink and fries. That's how I was doing this weekend. I was just like, you know what? I haven't ate for about 5 hours because of this one game. I need to snack on. I need to eat, and so I got um some that large seasoned fries from Checkers. It's just like
Mm.
that's one of the top tier fries for me if
Oh,
I go
absolutely.
anywhere.
If I had to
Yeah,
choose
fries.
between Checkers and Chick-fil-A's fries, Checkers all the way.
Oh yes.
All the
Now
way.
I'm not gonna throw shade because Denny's seasoned fries though. Denny's
Oh,
seasoned fries be on point. I'm going
they
to
just need
say,
to put more fries in their plate.
and you better preach while I play the organ and put you in A flat.
Yes.
Cause you are right. I miss Denny's. I haven't been there in a while, but like Denny's used to be me and my friends' spot. We used to do coffee talk there. So like 12 o'clock at night, we go in there talking about everything, giving advice, having food, just having a good discussion. And it's every time Dennis could be dead as ever at the time. We walk into that mug and out of nowhere that mug is getting packed. Them
Yeah.
waitresses are getting some money. They getting their tips. They gonna
Oh,
work
for
and get
sure.
that check, get that
Hmm.
coin. Um, so I had that. Um, Today for this recording I had Taco Bell's fries, nacho fries.
Oh, yeah.
So they're back.
They
Now,
are back.
This is the thing about it. Uh they had lime in it in the fries. I don't know if someone dropped some lime juice or seasoning in it,
Hmm.
but those seasoned taco fries need to continue to have lime because
Really.
it's good with lime. I may just have to see if I can get some probably. I don't want to do lime juice. I actually want to do like actual lime and drip it on the fries and stuff and mix
Yeah.
it up. Oh, it is amazing.
Yeah. I
It
believe
is
it.
top. It is top tier, and I'm like, and just dipping it in the nacho sauce and eating it, you get the nacho sauce, the season, the lime, that crispy texture of the fries.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was just like, okay, Taco Bell, y'all doing something on this Sunday. All
Right?
right.
Happy little accidents is what it looks like. That's for sure.
Yes. So and then I had some spicy a spicy tuna roll from the grocery store. Um, was eating that. Which is funny. The grocery store that I go to that I get all my snacks and everything and the sushi, they put an actual lemon in it.
Oh wow.
The other places that I go to get sushi don't have no lemon in it.
Hmm.
Uh, so I drizzled that on. Had the soy sauce 2 packs on because I need my like I need my soy sauce on it because it
Oh my
tastes dry
gosh.
without it. Uh, ate that and my snacks. I gotta show everybody. I got some Hosties scary cakes. It looks like the orange top of the orange cream cakes with the regular chocolate and frosting. So I'm excited about that. Of course, I got some barbecue pork rinds.
Mm.
The
You're
banh mi.
making me hungry.
And now I have two snacks that I want to show everybody because while I haven't tried them yet, I literally found this while getting, and I did a double take because I'm just like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. I gotta turn this around. These are
Oh my gosh.
Lunchable cookie dunks and dirt cake. And what they are with the cookie dump, it's a chocolate chip cookie with marshmallow whipped cream or some marshmallow cream and sprinkles. This is chocolate frosting with gummy worms and chocolate cookie crumbles. These were $1 each.
Dang. They look good too.
Yes, I think they're like they're new because I've never seen this. I never knew Lunchables did anything where it's just a dessert. Now it's called Lunchables snack combinations, so I guess it's more like if you buy like the 3 pack of just the cheese, the meat, and the cracker, you could get this also if you want to add that on, but still having your own drink.
Mm.
Or if you want to add on to the big bucks that have the drink and like little Reese's cup or something, little other snack, I think you can add on to that. Or you can just have it as a regular snack. I literally found it today, I thought I was just getting the cookie one, but I see the gummy worms. I'm like that doesn't look right. But I am a person who will research snacks for Nintendo and for Boss Rush, and so I picked it up and I will give a review of it next week. So
Yes.
get
We're
ready
ready
for
for it.
that. Yes. Last but not least, I was telling Courtney this, Corey. I bought some Cinnabon roll coffee from the K cups of coffee from that from the makers of Cinnabon, and the donut shop got this puffy cream vanilla flavor where it's vanilla custard with a pastry bake like aftertaste in a sense. When you look at the box, it looks like it's a vanilla cupcake that's on it. So those I'm going to be trying at work, so I will report on those next week. Also, everybody. So those are kind of the new snacks, and that's what I kind of been snacking on. Got a family size of the Lifesaver gummies. I wish they did the berries. I cannot find. I want a family size bag of the berry ones.
Oh, give it
Um,
time. That's for sure.
Yes. Uh, I got 2 packs of Twister pulling pills and some strawberry pink, not strawberry, sorry, the pink lemonade uh sour patches like me and LaRon get and everything. I love that pink lemonade. It's so good and everything. But that's what I've literally been snacking on. Um Hopefully I know I'll be at work a lot this week, so I kind of got to do some outside ordering, or I'll probably be ordering some hibachi. Not ordering hibachi. There's some hibachi like TV dinners that we sell at the
Really?
stores. Yeah. So I'll be kind of be buying that. I don't know if it's a hibachi. It may be a different brand. It's a well-known brand, family restaurant that they kind of sell their own fried rice and stuff. But I think it's hibachi. I think I talked about it at Power Block like way in the past. And I got my supreme pizza for Uno's. I did get the frozen pizza, so I am saving that for Monday night. Uh, so I can have dinner, I should say. or
fun.
I might save it for sometime this week, probably Wednesday. Who knows? I don't know. But that's what I have been snacking on, everybody. Let us know what you've been snacking on, everybody. At the end of the show, we'll give you those details. We want to hear what you guys been snacking on.
Definitely, so that we can try it out.
Yes. So everybody, it's now time for Play with Power. Courtney, back to you. What have you been playing with Power?
So this week, I got the game called 12 Minutes. I wanted something kind of spooky season, so it was like, okay, I've been hearing a lot about this, and I'm gonna play it. I looked into it though, and the voice actors is James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and William Dafoe. So basically,
Mhm.
you've got Joker, you've got Ray, and I don't know exactly what James plays in, but you've got Joker and you've got Ray. So
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what.
tell me.
Let me tell you what James McAvoy plays.
All right.
He plays Professor X in the X-Men movies. He is in the movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie. He is in that weird pseudo sequel to Unbreakable that I don't know what the name
Split.
is. Yeah, that one.
Oh, he does play in Split.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's the one that had the
Okay.
buff body that everybody
Yeah.
was like yummy about.
those are just
Yeah.
of the few great films that he plays in. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not fully done with the game yet, but I think I'm on like the 6th loop. I'm like halfway there. But like it's edge of your seats. If you're into like the whole multi-choice puzzle riddling games,
Mhm.
definitely something to get into. But don't play with it at nighttime. No dark. Keep it broad daylight, early in the morning. Get your adrenaline rush in the morning, and then so it can simmer out throughout the rest of the day. My recommendation. That's all I have to say to it.
All right. Corey, what have you been playing with Power?
Oh, geez. I've been playing Let's Build a Business Simulator. That's not a real game, by the way. That's
On PC.
So
I actually think it is a real
I mean,
game.
I'm
I just
sure
think
I'm
it's a
sure
different
I'm
type.
sure it's a real game somewhere, but it is not a real game that I'm playing. I'm what I'm I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes and just trying to, I don't know, make business logos and build a business page because we don't have that, and it's something I've been trying to do for a year, and I said, you know what, I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to do it, and I've been doing it. And Celeste and I actually have a meeting on Tuesday to talk about I don't know, how to write good things about businesses and trying to sell each segment of our business and what each segment is, and just so people don't get confused by, oh, well, I see Boss Rush Media, or I see Boss Rush Network, or I see Boss Rush Games. What is all this the same thing? And so it's kind of going to be like a breakdown of who we are, what we do, what each section does, a little bio of each one of our staff members. So, Courty, I'm going to need a headshot and a little bio of you to put on the website.
Right.
And, stuff like that. And I'm very excited to kind of debut these things. You can kind of get a sneak peek at the logo, the new Boss Rush Media logo on my Twitter page profile thing.
Like your cover.
Yeah. And we're gonna launch just like a business site with just like a couple pages on it that says like who we are, contact us, join our Patreon and our Discord and all that kind of thing. And then, but other than that, I've been playing Destiny. Finally cleared the new dungeon that's been out for 6 months because we just, I don't know, never did it before. So that was fun. And I played some Switch, not too much though. It was more just like I ran around in Breath of the Wild some more because that's what I do now when I get bored. When I get bored, I play Breath of the Wild now instead of Tetris. So I'm off my Tetris kick. I am planning on finishing Link's Awakening. I need to finish Link's Awakening like really badly. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I wish I had more to report on. I'm a terrible gamer. I don't know if you know this about me, but you know what I did do? I did finish She-Hulk, and I'm almost caught up on Andor. So
That's good.
yeah, I didn't really understand the end of She-Hulk, but I'm not going to be like the internet and hate it because I'm kind of indifferent. So I really don't care. I didn't know the Hulk had a son. Spoilers, I guess. Whoops. Um. Oh well.
How
Everybody
many
knows now.
episodes was She-Hulk? It just felt like it came out. Like,
It's 10 episodes, 9 episodes.
goodness, what that kind of went quick. It
Yeah.
feels like it just came out
Yeah.
And he
in a
has a
sense.
son?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. So, what? Sorry everybody. Um yeah, I don't know. It's not even like relevant to the entire storyline, so I didn't ruin a plot point or anything.
Okay.
It's literally just I'm not okay. I should shut up. I probably shouldn't even say that because now the internet's gonna be mad at me. Whatever. It's comic books, guys. Pick one up. I didn't know that. So, I don't know, man. It's like I don't like She-Hulk was okay. Like it was fine, right? But it's like I'm sitting here and I'm watching some episodes of She-Hulk, and it's really hard for me to believe that this show uh is in the same universe as something like Captain America and Iron Man and Black Widow and like, it's really hard for me to see that. And I know that these are all different shows and all different takes on things and stuff, and everything's just silly and it's all one big comic book and nobody really cares, but like this is a continuation of these things. I don't know. I think they're hitting a point where like a lot of this stuff is just going to start not connecting well. Maybe they'll tie it all back together and everybody will be fine and nobody will really care in the future. So, anyways, I don't know why I'm complaining so much because I really don't care that much. I just want to see the Deadpool Wolverine crossover movie in
Yes.
2024, which is the only thing I really care about on the future of this thing. So, also, if Hugh Jackman doesn't get to wear the Wolverine costume from the Wolverine movie, I'm gonna be upset because the deleted scene is he opens the case and it's the Wolverine costume, the brown and yellow one, and he shuts it and doesn't get he never wore it in his like what 17 18 years as the character, never once got to wear the Wolverine costume. And so if he doesn't get to wear it in this and look as ridiculous as someone like, I don't know, Daredevil or Captain America with he just has a hood that covers his nose, like, come on. You're striking out here. Anyways, that's all I've been doing. What are you doing, Ed? You doing anything fun? Cool?
Okay.
Meow.
So,
Meow, meow, meow.
play,
Meow, 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 meow.
play Aliens Fire Team Elite. Play that with some random people online, and just leveling up my character. Spent a lot of my Saturday playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I almost was just like, mouth agape at one of the side quests and everything. And I'm just enjoying the game. I know I still got some stuff to do because I'm close to the end of chapter 6. So I got to finish 6 before I get closer to the end of the game. I still don't know what's going on with the ending. I kind of been, making sure I don't read spoilers or look it up or anything. But like just really spent a lot of time in that game and everything. I was telling Courtney that I supposed to be playing Dead Space, but kind of got stuck playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 this weekend. But I'm going to be returning to Dead Space. I started a BioShock, the remaster. I'm playing the remaster one on Series X, and I
You mean you're
kinda
not
put it
playing
on
the Switch
easy.
version?
I didn't buy it for Switch
I know, I'm just kidding.
or anything. Even though I could, but
You could.
we We have a pod and play about the first Bioshock. Yes. Um, but I'm just playing it on easy because I beat the game already. So I'm just like maybe I'll do something different or try to remind myself about this game and stuff. So that's what I'm doing with that. Soon I'll get back into Splatoon 3 because I've been having fun. Shout out to Grayson Morales. He is out of town having fun visiting family. Uh, and I'm giving it a shout out because when he comes back, I want to hop back online with him and play and have fun with Splatoon 3. I did make some progress in the campaign and everything. Been playing a little bit of the salmon run with it, having fun with that. Just gotta keep playing some more of it and everything. But really enjoying Splatoon 3 and everything. And like I said, at the end of the week is Mario Rapids, the Mario Rapids game. I still haven't started my Nier Automata on Switch.
I
And
know, I haven't either, and it's making me upset. I wanted to finish Link's Awakening before I started another game, and I haven't finished Link's Awakening, and so now I'm upset again for the third
But
time
why
today.
haven't we finished Link's Awakening though?
Because I record like 10 podcasts a week, and
No, it's because you sleep.
that's not true.
That's
And
look, me and Corey both was taking it back. We're like, wait a minute, huh?
and works.
Yeah, whatever time you do, close your eyes. Like, could be playing Link.
Yeah, and work's been busy, and Friday is community night for Tower Casuals, and Saturday I'm just tired, and Sunday is football night, and yeah.
One of them won't make, one of those won't make the sacrifice.
Look,
So
after this week, I will have Mondays and Tuesdays free, theoretically, or Sundays and Tuesdays free, depending on Ed's schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe Sunday nights was a bad decision. In retrospective, it's fine.
well,
We will adjust on the fly.
flippity flop.
And the other times that I have off, I just am so tired that I just want to cry and go to bed. So yeah, I am almost done though. I have 3 more dungeons and I'm done. Also, the other reason why it's taking me so long is I'm following a guide and I'm trying to 100% it, but I keep having to flip-flop through guides because I'm using the Zelda Dungeon one. In the Zelda Dungeon one, it follows the Game Boy Color version of the game, and some of the puzzles and some of the directions are wrong when you're playing the Switch version, even though they're using Switch screenshots. So I've been also following a GameFAQs one, but since GameFAQs doesn't have any pictures or maps, it's also kind of difficult to follow because I don't know, for some reason reading is hard, apparently for a 35-year-old person.
What's so bad is that game is hard. I'm still like in the forest with the owl, like only 5-6 minutes in it, and I'm like, how do I get out of this?
That game these days is impossible. Ed, look at me, I'm Ed. I'm great at everything that has pixels. Link's Awakening is a really, really an obtuse game. Like if you didn't play it when you were younger, or you never played a 2D Zelda game, like, and this is your first one, you're gonna be like, what is this trading mini game? This is gonna be really stupid. What is this? Oh, I gotta, get this beak in the dungeon to insert it into an owl for him to tell me some obscure hint that, I don't know. Ed, you're fired. We see your face. We're not.
Don't worry. I will be like hitting you up and going, help me get out of the owl. I'm stuck.
Also, there's a lot of secrets in that game that. No, Ed, it's not easy. You just shut your mouth. Don't say words.
Compared to Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past,
I haven't played that one yet.
I
I played Wind Waker. I've played Breath of the Wild. I
I'm
played
just saying,
Twilight Princess.
Ed,
That's it.
anything pre-1995, Zelda-wise, is obtuse and difficult if you didn't play it when you were younger compared to today's games. And I probably would not have gotten very far without a guide. Judge me if you will. Go eat a Big Mac and shut up. Go fix the McDonald's ice cream machine.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging you. When you told me about that, Courty, how about fell out? Side tangent, everybody. That's all that was. It was a side tangent.
It was a good one though.
It was very good. I'm surprised, Courtney, you never played Link to the Past.
I've never played A Link to the Past either, Ed.
I played Four Swords.
I watched you play it.
And I didn't finish it.
Four Swords, I can understand that one is more multiplayer, so that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Link to the Link's Awakening, because it was on the Game Boy / Game Boy Color. It was very easy for me, not because I was used to the Link formula or anything. I think it was because it was such a small game on a GBA. They couldn't make it very difficult or like hold a lot of, make it bigger like this modern Link's Awakening and stuff. So I was able to get through that game with ease without a guide and stuff.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's
So,
Ed. I'm good at video games.
So that's why I was just like, this one is hard. Really? I didn't have a problem with it. It may be frustrating to find some things, but like getting through the dungeons and boss fights, no, not that hard. Not compared to Link's Awakening. That's a good googly moogly. If you want to fight that one boss, that you have to hit the tail, but if you hit anything else on it, like that little worm thing, it bounces you off and you fall to the bottom and gotta go back up and refight him again from the beginning. No, that is a mess.
Yeah, when I'm mentally ready to play that game, I will be hitting you up.
Okay.
I will. I'll be like, I need help.
Well, I will be there, and you will see me clapping along to root you on.
Or yelling at me. Why did you go there? I don't know.
No, this Link's Awakening. You're supposed to explore that. But everybody,
Link's Awakening.
Oh,
Sorry, Link's Awakening is a beautiful game, though. I would still, if you have a Switch, I would play it. Like I definitely would play it. I recommend using a guide because it's just really, again, it's just really obtuse, and a lot of the dungeon puzzles don't make sense in a modern context, right? Just think how stupid some of the puzzles in Resident Evil are, and just, put the camera overhead and there you go. This is all the puzzle. Like, I'm going to tell you, in the first dungeon, like a lot of the times, like I'm kind of used to just like walking by enemies. There's one dungeon where like you have to like move these pots around and kill all the enemies, and like I didn't know that, and it was one of those stupid enemies that pop out of the floor, and like I couldn't figure out why the door wasn't opening because I moved all the pots and did the puzzle. So it was just dumb. Anyways,
okay.
I'm done complaining. Great game. Just
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So I guess I think I'll wait for you, Corey, to start Near Automata, because I want to play that when you playing it, so we could talk about it and stuff. Like I said, I'm excited for Mario and Rabbids this week. And then of course we'll get into the big game and news and everything. So yeah, with that, everybody, it's time for Family News. Corey, take it away.
All right. So our first piece of news. Well, first of all, before we start Family News, I needed to get your guys' opinion on this. I saw this article on Go Nintendo earlier. It's not really a news story, but there was an unreleased Mario Kart GBA game that never came out. It was either scrapped or like, I don't know, something. It has a real Mario Kart 64 feel to it. Imagine Mario Kart 64 mixed with Tony Hawk 2 on the GBA. That kind of like graphical style.
Hmm.
It was called. It looks like it was called Mario Kart XXL was the code name, and it just I don't know if you've watched this demo or not, but it is
Yes.
insane for the Game Boy Advance. We'll just put it that way.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy. That that's what this game looks like. It's kind of like got it almost also has like Donkey Kong Country vibes to it in terms of like what the characters look like. That kind of pre-rendered kind of whatever. So I don't know. I would just totally check it out. It was posted by the Nintendo preservation site Forest of Illusion. Um, so yeah, check it out. It's super interesting. Uh, just yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's super interesting.
I knew nothing about it until you posted the story. I'm like, wait, huh? So it's an interesting read, everybody. I just do go check it out. And for a tech demo, that was kind of good of them to put this together to show it and everything. And I will say I kind of like that they pitched this to Nintendo to see if they could get a working job, and Nintendo was just like, we'll pass on it, but um, it's
Yeah,
kind of good. I think I kind of like when companies are able to pitch a something to Nintendo and show them what they could do with their property and stuff. And don't forget, this was around the Game Boy Advance days, so it was a different Nintendo than it is now, in a sense.
yeah.
Oh.
All right, I guess we'll get into family news now. Our first story is kind of mind blowing, actually. I don't know if you guys heard about this early in the week. It actually was reported the day after we recorded last weekend. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but almost 70% of all physical games sold in the month of September were Splatoon 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
at first it was just like this number was reported in Japan and it was like, "Oh man, that's crazy." Uh but 2.7 million box copies of Splatoon 3 were sold in the month of September alone in Japan, and it came out that 69% of all physical games that were sold were Splatoon 3, which is crazy. And that doesn't even include digital sales because Nintendo doesn't report
Hmm.
digital numbers, which is also insane. Because they, I don't know how you don't report digital sales, like why they wouldn't be bragging about that either. Because like, you know, theoretically, Zelda Breath of the Wild could be at instead of 23 million, it could be at like 33 million, right? There's a lot of people I know that on the Switch went all digital, right, including me for a lot of things. So uh,
I think they probably don't record it because physical sales is more proof showing how well a game from them is doing.
yeah,
So, to not make it seem it's inflated or anything or something. I think they're just like doing physical because like this is how strong the sales were for this game and everything. I think the digital stuff, because that's so worldwide, um, they may have to, get the facts and the data from all of those other places. And don't forget different time zones and stuff. So could also play a part in it. So I think they're just like physical. It's just like this is for sure how many we sold for physical copies and what we do when we start shipping out more copies to these retail stores.
hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I thought Japan would be more into like the digital stuff just because of how portable and how mobile their lives seem to be over there, at least
Hmm.
from an American's perspective who is interested in that culture. Uh, their lives seem to be pretty on the go all the time, and their living spaces seem to be really small. And we talk a lot about how maybe that's why the Xbox Series S is doing so well over there because it's tiny and digital. But the fact that they're selling this many is crazy. So
In a short amount of days and on one console, like when's the last time you heard that? Like I'm thinking, man, I think and it may just be me and my old mind, but I think like that's on the level of Dragon Quest back in the day, where Dragon Quest was selling like close to 1 million copies within one day, uh, because of how people love that game, or Dragon Warrior, I should say, in Japan. Um, how people really love that game and everything. No, actually, it was Dragon Quest in Japan. It was Dragon Warrior here in America. Sorry about that. Um, so to be on that level, to hear that like a particular game sold on one console doing that many numbers in that short amount of time, like close to 3 million in 3 days. That's like a million physical copies of that game per day. Where's the like you have not seen that in a long time. Normally it takes a company to report about that, but then 4 to 5 days or even that following week, a release of sales. But I'm just like, this thing sold out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And what's so bad is it like to think of where it started. I mean, it wasn't Splatoon the first one like on Wii U,
Yes.
and
yeah,
now it's being sold out all practically worldwide. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
yeah,
That's crazy. I bet they're just like happy in their little chairs, being like, y'all thought that just because we put it on Wii U, we weren't gonna make it, but look where we're at now.
yeah. I mean, you
And you
think?
got
Oh, go ahead, Ed.
oh, you also got to factor in that Japan is not big on first person shooters. Like they
Well, this
like
isn't a first-person
they're
shooter. It's a third person. It's a
right.
third-person action game, as they say.
Well, I was about to say like they're just Cerebus or whatever that Final Fantasy game was. Like that didn't do well because they were trying to do like a first person shooter in a sense, and because this game is yes, it is a arena game, but for a multiplayer game, but your thing is to paint. Not really. It's not about the kills in the game. The
Uh-oh.
Yep. There he goes again.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Abort mission.
Wah!
kill. Oh no, no! Did you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
We
now
were
we
just
can.
like making fun of you when you freeze. That's all.
Oh goodness, I don't know why.
It's because you're using Skype on
But
your Xbox, Ed. That's why.
but I have an Ethernet cable.
Doesn't matter.
in
You're
my
using Skype on
Xbox.
an Xbox. That's why. That's the problem.
Well, it's um because it's such a multiplayer arena based game where you do painting um as your goal. It's not about killing the other team members. That's just only to stop them from taking over your base, or you stopping them so that another teammate can take over and paint. So uh that's more exciting and different for Japanese players than it is American players in a sense. So, and of course, Octopi anime, that's a big thing to a lot of people. And plus, like, the music is good and it has this nice style to it that I think Japanese players appreciate more, or the Japanese culture appreciate more. It really has that manga feel to it.
Oh, for
Also.
sure. That it definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
congrats to Nintendo, and like $60, or $60 plus. I don't know how much it is in Japan, but the yen, that's buku bucks.
Buku bucks, he says. Wow. Sorry, I got distracted by this video. I like seeing... So, side tangent. I like seeing when, like, athletes do nice things for children. And it's just nice to see. All right. Our next
Were you
story.
able to buy your plane ticket?
Yeah, I did. I got it
Okay,
done.
good.
Also, I had to switch reservation days because it's a whole thing. Another side tangent, everybody. So we decided to add a person to our Disney reservation, and the Magic Kingdom was sold out on Wednesday.
Hmm.
Tickets were sold out. They're at capacity that Wednesday that we were planning on going. So we decided to swap to Tuesday and go to Hollywood Studios on Wednesday to incorporate our new person and also hopefully avoid a crowd. Because, man, also the Very Merry Mickey Christmas party is going on while we're down there.
Even more fun.
Well, it costs $140 a person. We're not doing it. On top of the park ticket. So we tried to go to the Magic Kingdom on a day where the party wasn't happening so we could stay later. But apparently everybody else had that same idea. And so we were like, we're dumb. So we changed ideas. I feel like this is going to be better. Anyways, our next story. Sorry, I didn't mean to side tangent. I'm just very excited for vacation. I want it to go very well, and I'm like really stressed out about it. Our next story, Courty actually pointed this out at one point somewhere. Nintendo shared a sneak peek at the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 future DLC. That's exciting.
Woo!
Yes.
It seems data miner, and this is an update to the story since I posted it. So it seems data miners may have uncovered a first look at the new hero coming to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in Wave 3. You can look at the Nintendo Life story that we're getting the story from. They've kind of posted an image of this character. So the Wave 3 is getting a challenge battle mode against difficult enemies, a new hero character to accompany on quests, and new character outfits. Swimsuits, baby. Just kidding.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. And then DLC Wave 4 also has some stuff. A new original story scenario was called out in this. It seems like a press release. It'll be released by December 31st, 2023. So sweet. It'll probably be released before that. Probably. I would say, when did Torna release? September, Ed?
Yeah.
Of 18. So that's my guess. It'll probably be like
18,
September, October-ish. But that's exciting for Xenoblade fans. Xenoblade is a series that I really like a lot and never finish. So, who's excited for Xenoblade DLC, everybody? I know Dan probably is.
Yeah.
Although he's probably crying because he's probably still playing.
Well, he finished it, so he's just waiting for me to finish it so we could talk
Did he?
about it.
Anyways. Okay. Well, that silence tells me nobody's excited for this. Are you excited, Courty?
I mean, I have to play the other ones, but I am pretty excited. I'm more happy about the DLCs because like they get pretty creative with them. They're not just like, oh, here's this, have fun. It's more of, oh, we did this. Surprise.
Mhm.
And I have to buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till all the DLC come out and then I'll buy it.
Oh, I already bought the expansion pass. I bought it all at once.
Snap.
I bought it all at once. Because they had that bundle on the eShop. I was like, yeah, bundle. Didn't save me a penny, but I still got it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it goes. So, shout out to the people in our chat, by the way. I see you. I just have been busy rambling. Cookie Monster and J Mart. J Mart, you're not sorry about the Browns. It's fine. We get it. The Browns are bad. Look, as a person who has,
everybody, side tangent.
as a person who has lived in Cleveland my whole life, I have been raised on disappointment. Okay? It's like a nice surprise when something good happens. Okay? Like the Guardians making the playoffs this year. That was a nice surprise. Do I expect anything more? No. Are they currently losing to the Yankees? Yes. But it was a nice surprise that they got here. Okay? Also, ESPN said the Guardians are the what did they say? The I forget what they said, but they pretty much said that they are the people are jealous of how the Guardians run their organization, and they want the entire, like, all of professional sports want to be the Guardians. So that's a nice thing. All right, no more side tangents. I'm just kidding. I'm sure there'll be one or two at least before this next story. Our next story, Nintendo, Ed, we've kind of on the past, Nintendo's been releasing these character updates for Fire Emblem Engage.
Mm-hmm.
And they have announced and reintroduced one of my favorite characters from Fire Emblem, Celica. For those who don't know, she was in Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valencia for the 3DS. Also one of the main characters, I think, of Fire Emblem 2, which is what Shadows of Valencia is based on. So I'm very excited she's coming back. Man, they've got Lucina, they've got Celica. Now if they give me some Three Houses characters, you know,
you'll end up buying the deluxe edition.
So I was going to, but I don't have it in me to get collector's editions anymore, because I'm never buy a computer when they go up for pre-sale, and they're always sold out by the time I get somewhere. And at this point, I would just soon have I'll get the regular edition, and then if I like the game a lot, there's usually some sort of toy or figure or statue that comes out for one of these that if I like it enough and the collectible is cheap enough, then I will get that instead.
Okay.
A steelbook and an art book are nice things to have, but like, I don't know. At this point, I need more than that to justify it.
Right.
Especially because like when Three Houses came out, it had a nice art book with it, but like then they released like a proper art book for it, like a hardback, tall, nice one, not one that's like 40 pages in the size of a DVD case. And it's really nice, and I ended up getting that because it's really nice.
Yeah, and I'm not doing the collectors because Amazon lost my package, and I don't order games for Amazon no more.
Oh no.
So that could kick rocks and fall in some tar.
Kick rocks.
Wow. Kick rocks. Anyways, good times. I'm excited for Fire Emblem. Who's excited for Fire Emblem? Yeah.
Yes.
Who thinks the main character looks stupid? Me.
Just you.
No, look. So, I mean, here's the thing. You had some banger main characters with Three Houses and Three Hopes. Shez is one of the best characters Fire Emblem's ever had, and she's relegated to a spinoff game. Three Houses had Byleth. You have Edelgard. You have Dimitri. You have, a lot of the characters that you recruit that I can't think of any of their names right now. Right? Just great characters. And then you relegate us to this monstrosity of a character.
Well, they still have time, right?
No, they don't. That game comes out in January. That game's done.
January.
That game's done.
This is the intelligence system. They're the ones that worked on it, created the game. Like I told Courty, this is anime cosplay that folks are going to be doing. They're going to get, trust me, the costume is going to be the bomb big. It's going to be the hair everybody's going to be looking for. The wigs or the real hair with the dye. It's going to speak. Next year, I feel like at a lot of cons, people who like Fire Emblem is going to be putting out that outfit. And definitely Japanese players, they're going to do this up to the nines and then some.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Look, you have so many great characters in Three Houses alone, right? You got Byleth, you got Edelgard, right? You have You have Dorothea, you have Petra, and then you have Dimitri and Claude and some of these. Hold on, I pulled up a list of characters here because I don't want to get anybody's name wrong. You have Catherine, you have Hanneman, you have Shamir, and then like the DLC characters, you have Anna, you have Jaritza, and then you have all the Ash and Wolf characters like Happy and Balthus and Yuri. It's just like, come on, you have all these great character designs, right? And this main character in Fire Emblem Engage, first of all, dumb name. Why is it called Engage? I don't know. But
maybe someone's getting engaged. Who knows?
No, it's engaging with other past Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah,
they could be in love. It's a love story.
It's all love stories if you play it correctly.
True.
Anyways, that's just kind of like a thing to me that's kind of annoying. That's like, come on, you have all these great characters, and so all right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. All right, we're starting to get into. All right, so these last two stories have stuff to do with Platinum Games. Do we want to save those for our big Platinum Games discussion, or do we kind of want to just talk about them?
Save it.
One doesn't really have anything to do with Bayonetta. It's more on the Switch itself. But the other one is Bayonetta. So I think let's tackle this non-Bayonetta one real quick. It's more about the Switch itself. This is from IGN. Platinum's Hideki Kamiya hopes that the next gen Nintendo Switch will still be portable. He wants it to be more powerful. He still wants it to be able to be sit in front of a TV and play games, but he also wants it to be portable. It's the reason why he loves the Nintendo Switch so much is that the hardware does a lot of unique things that other consoles don't do. So, yeah, I think Ed and I have this conversation all the time, right? Like the Switch has they've nailed the formula, right? They've nailed it. They've done, like, they've really kind of nailed what they're good at, and the Switch is perfect for them. To move away from it now would just be kind of silly. Ed, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Kamiya's right? Do you think the next Switch should be portable? Do you think Nintendo's next gen console should be a Switch 2.0?
I think so. Yeah, it should have the portable capabilities. They've kind of seen the success with their first party games and with third party, and just seeing how people, like even just the start of the Switch, how it became hard to find, and then when the shipments picked up and they was having more games, that system was still selling, and it's still selling on a consistent basis. We even have the OLED that's still selling on a consistent basis. So I think Nintendo is on a roll, seeing that they're getting the system out to a lot of players' hands and everything, and it depends on what they incorporated for their next console to make it powerful. But I think it's still going to be powerful. I truly agree that, and I could actually say that for a lot of people, this feels more reliable than cloud gaming. No disrespect to Game Packs or xCloud or anything like that. No disrespect to them or anything.
You should,
but I
because
feel like
cloud gaming is not the answer.
People feel
Kingdom
like,
Hearts. Jerks. Sorry, I had to get that out. The fact that those are cloud versions is a travesty. Continue. Sorry, got excited.
that that people are picking up even games, whether like for third party, which is may not be as big as the other current consoles and stuff. People are picking up some of the old games, or those ports of games, and finally get a chance to play it at their own leisure time when they're on the go. Of course, the Witcher 3 was a big thing. People laughed at it, and yes, it's not technically graphically impressive, but people beat more of the Witcher on Switch than anything.
That's not true. You say that all the time, and that's not true. And
I
I have to correct you every time you say that.
I'm just saying, a lot of people who picked up the Witcher 3 on Switch, they said, and this is just my social media, so it may just be me, that a lot of people beat the game on Switch. I haven't really heard a lot of people beat the Witcher 3 on any other platform.
That game has sold 60 million copies. You really think people haven't played it on other platforms?
I'm talking about finishing the game. I'm not talking about beating it. I'm not talking about buying it. I'm talking about actually finishing the game.
Anyways, continue.
So 60 million. If you have finished Witcher on other than Nintendo, please let us know.
60 million is also an over exaggeration of how many things it's been sold on. I think it's more like 30, but still a lot.
Plus the game been on sale for $15 or $20 then when they did, even with the definitive edition,
that game
$9.99.
That game, the base game was $7.99 on Xbox last week. So, man,
it's a Ubisoft Assassin's Creed game.
Hey, don't be trashing Ubisoft Assassin's Creed games.
I'm not trashing them. I'm talking about their sales. That is $59.99 one day. And then the next day for the next 15 days.
Oh, you mean the gold edition of Odyssey right now is like $16.99, and you get like all the DLC that they've ever released and all the character packs and all the DLC and all, like, oh my gosh, dude. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, by the way, the best Assassin's Creed game. I know people like to trash Assassin's Creed because it's Assassin's Creed and it's Ubisoft and it's popular, but man, love that series.
I'm just saying that the game's to the regular price one day, then for almost 3 weeks or a month and a half, it's like $10. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, dang.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying the same thing happens with The Witcher. Because The Witcher on PlayStation 4, Witcher 3 on PlayStation 4, that game was always on sale almost every Friday.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with Cyberpunk now. That game is like $20 all the time now.
Yeah.
Remember when you could buy a physical copy of Cyberpunk for $10 last year?
$10. Yeah, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all of them were trying to get rid of that game.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, have y'all seen the Netflix series of it?
Mm-mm.
I need to start it. I heard it's really good.
Yeah. It's good.
I've heard it was very good too, but I already played. I already had my time with Cyberpunk. I don't know. I'm not a big TV watcher. I'm a terrible TV watcher, actually. There's apparently a lot of good video game related things on Netflix that I haven't even started, except for The Witcher, and I got 4 episodes in. I was like, I see it. Never went back. Also, partially, spoilers, somebody cut somebody's stomach open and you see their intestines fall out, and I was not into that. So, I'm just saying.
Fun.
He never watched Ninja Scroll, so I'll let that be what it needs to be.
You know what, Ed?
Right.
Go eat some Pizza Hut.
I'll do that later.
I had pizza tonight. It was very good. Domino's
or?
Yeah, Domino's.
Yes.
It was quite tasty.
At Domino's Thursday. It was really good.
Anyways. Oh, next story. That's me. Sorry, I'm still like trying to do this. I'm still in vacation mode a little bit. Like trying to like get everything set. There's been a wrench in the system. All right, so the wrap up here. The Splatoon 3 amiibo have finally gotten a release date. I think they look really cool.
Yes.
I think I'm going to get these. I think I'm gonna hit the Best Buy and get these.
The thing is in North America, these are only sold in a 3-pack, and in Japan they're sold individually. and like I kind of wish they were sold individually because I like the squid kid and the octoling, but I don't like the weird fish thing that's kind of squirming around next to it. But yeah, I really like these amiibo. I'm also not really a huge Splatoon fan, so there's also that impacting my decision on purchasing these. But I think these amiibo look great. Regardless,
Yes,
they are some of the. I always thought the Splatoon ones looked super clean and super colorful and stuff. Are you guys gonna pick these up?
Yes.
just like I said, yeah, I am. It feels like to me it's gonna be like kind of like the Shovel Knight amiibo.
Oh, the Shovel Knight ones are so
where-
good. By the way, I saw the gold one the other day and I didn't get it. It's the only one I don't have, and I saw it and I was like, yes, I'm going to get it. And then I remember what my wife said. And she said, we're going to freeze some spending right now because we're going on vacation. And I said,
I would talk
Okay,
to you after
wife.
the show.
I love you, wife. I will listen to you. And then I regretted
I
my
would-
decision listening to my wife.
I would talk to you after the show.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to hear it. All right, our last story here in the wrap up. Crash Bandicoot hits Steam this month, and the new title is seemingly being teased for the Game Awards.
Woo!
Cool. Crash Bandicoot is a thing.
Yes, and apparently I don't care because guess what? Even if they announce it for Switch, we're not going to get it till a year after the game comes out for Xbox and PlayStation. So screw it all.
That's fine.
It don't serve me no justice if you can't not.
Here's the
release
problem,
this
Ed. You
basic
say you
game
want
with
third-party
everything
games on
else.
Switch, and then you don't support them when they finally come out.
I prefer that if
It
a
took-
new game gets announced, that all three of them be released at the
Yet
same
you're
time.
buying you bought Nier for Switch, and it came out what 4 years
Nier-
after?
Nier, I did not. No one
Hmm.
ever suspecting Nier to even be on that game. But no one did expect Nier to be on Xbox, and no one brought it on Xbox.
Ed. Anyways, the image that was released said that the pizza box that this is being teased on, the price of the pizza is $12.08, which is ironically the date of the Game Awards. So seems like Crash will be making its way into a fifth game, or a properly numbered fifth game, I guess, since there's probably like 20 of them.
It's gonna crash the party. December 8th.
Ha! Look what you did.
They could crash right into the garbage bin.
Ed just doesn't like Crash. It's fine.
I beat all three games 100% on PlayStation 1.
Do you want a cookie?
Ooh, can I get chocolate chip soft ones?
Nope.
Can I get 3 of them?
No, you get oatmeal raisin,
I get-
no bakes.
Ooh.
Well, that's fine. Can I get it at least at Subway? I love the soft cookies.
So, Courty, it sounds like you're excited for more Crash.
Oh, I am. I love Crash.
I've never really been a big Crash person. Not that I don't like Crash. Like, Crash is fine. Whatever. The 90s commercials were hilarious with the megaphone and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
I just the thing is that I own all 4 games and the racing game on Switch, and I just never
Started it.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Shout out to Chub Life Nick in the chat also.
Yes. Nick,
WASD
I
and
hope you
beyond
got-
Spawn Camp, go check them out.
Nick, I hope you got my tweet about your new jacket. That mug is on point.
New jacket.
Yeah, he has a new jacket from his team. And he was showing it off.
Uh-oh.
He's
You're
muted.
muted. You're muted.
Ed is muted. His
You're
stuff got
mute.
shut off. It's fine.
We can't hear you.
Yep. He's still talking to himself too, I think. I don't know what he's
Uh-huh.
doing. Oh, looks
Oh,
like
no,
his
we
headphone
figured it
died.
out.
Oh no.
Oh, what happened? Sorry.
You got muted and then you didn't hear us talking
Oh,
to you.
dang it. Sorry, my I got so excited and I put my jack out of my headphones.
It's
So
okay.
shout out to
Look,
you,
when you
Nick.
get
I'm
excited,
sorry.
sometimes there's performance issues. You know, that's fine.
Sorry. But shout out to you, Nick. I do love your jacket. Just when you just hopefully you checked my tweet out and stuff. Just sending out mad love because that looks really good on you. I really like how they designed it and everything. It looks really good.
Cool. I'm sorry. I'm reading this thing real quick about Gotham Knights and why it's 30 frames per second on current gen consoles.
Oh, but the producers or one of them talking about it.
Yeah. Seems like the game runs at 30 frames a second because of the Series S's existence. So, whatever.
Okay, so this is the confusing part. That's one side of the story. Another person said that because of all the features that the game was having, that's the way that they had to make it 30. They never said anything about the Series S version
I
or
don't know.
anything. So I'm just like, I don't buy that at all.
This feels like a conversation we're going to have on the Boss Rush podcast at some point. Especially because there's a lot of frame rate people on that show, including me. But, uh-oh. Courty's gone! She's all gone. It's fine. All right, Ed. So we'll go ahead and start this conversation. She can join in when she comes back. So our docked mode. I guess I could throw it back to you, Ed. Back to you.
Well, everybody, it's time for doc mode. Now, this conversation is gonna center around Platinum Games. Courty and I think we were talking about it last week, Courty, about one of their stories
A little bit, yeah.
coming out. And it was kind of we've been talking about Platinum Games and Nintendo having a good working relationship. We know we spoke into the past that Platinum Games is kind of like we're fine if you buy us and stuff. Microsoft, hint hint, wink wink wink. But Nintendo kind of been having a really good relationship, and then some news and stuff have came out about them, like business wise, as getting a new member in the company. But then there were some things that happened Saturday, so we're gonna address all of this, kind of about the current Platinum Games, not the past stuff that they've been doing, but like the current one. So, Courty, I'm gonna hand it over to you because you got the news stories, and we could go through that and everything.
Yeah. So I threw a bunch of stories in the doc here because we're gonna talk about first. We are gonna address the voice acting situation, because there's a lot of stories going around about that. We are gonna get there. There's a couple things before we get to that, though, that we kind of want to talk about pertaining to Platinum Games and Nintendo themselves. So the first thing we want to talk about is Platinum Games has come out and said that they want to have a stronger relationship with Nintendo. So much so that they hired Nintendo's former licensing general manager as what their CEO, I think, or their
CEO, CFO,
I
think.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to get this title right because I don't want to.
Excuse me.
New vice president and CBO sat down with the company CEO and vice president to discuss the company's future. Yeah, he seems to be their business operations person. So yeah, they hired him to kind of build their relationship with Nintendo kind of directly, since he has ties to Nintendo. And we've been talking a lot all year about how Platinum seems to kind of be in this weird spot, almost like they're in trouble financially in some spots, where they've just had a lot of misses lately, like since in a lot of their hits have kind of come from the Nintendo side of things, right? Where Babylon's Fall with Square didn't really hit well. It took a long time. I know a lot of people like near Automata now, but like that game took a long time to get legs
Hmm.
underneath it. Uh, Obviously, Babylon's Fall is being canceled in January. Um,
I don't know how Near Reincarnation did, but
I'm sure it did. I'm
I
sure
know.
near fans bought it and loved it. Um, but it just seems like a lot of their positives have come from the Nintendo side of things, right? Like Bayonetta and um, Astral Chain and Wonderful 101. They've just had a few things on the Nintendo side of things that really have done well for them, and
Hmm.
it just really seems like they want to build a better relationship with Nintendo, uh, because that's where their success is, right? I think depending on the success of Bayonetta 3, now I know again we're gonna get to the voice actress thing, and she's calling for a boycott, and uh, also I saw reports that it was sold out in 5 different regions today. So say what you will about Bayonetta 3. In that situation, I feel like a lot of people just I think a lot of people don't even know the situation's going on, and they bought it because they like action games and they like Bayonetta. Um, but from this standpoint, them building a better relationship with Nintendo, would would this be a good thing? Do you? I also saw a report that Platinum might be acquired by Nintendo. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to
Hmm.
go there, right? But I do think there's going to be a bigger relationship with Nintendo, almost like a
I
Koei,
think it's
almost like a Koei Tecmo kind of
for example,
relationship.
uh, even Bandai Namco in a sense. I think the thing with Platinum Games is that Nintendo knows that the stuff that they can't do, Platinum Games could do. So they'll fund those projects, and everything, and you know because Nintendo is not going to get their hands on. They are coming in to visit. They are coming to see how the game is going and help change some stuff. Other than that, they really leave Platinum Games alone and stuff. And if Nintendo needs help with any of their projects and stuff, they're gonna bring Platinum in. And whether if Platinum knows how to do stuff or not, it's gonna be a good learning experience for Platinum and stuff. Um, I just think that definitely after Platinum tried to work with Microsoft with Scalebound, that didn't work out. So definitely now with them on the Ninja Theory, they don't really have to do anything for Platinum Games. Sony has kind of really Santa Monica with God of War, so they don't really need Platinum for anything. I just have a feeling that uh, with Platinum Games having not too much of success with Activision and with Square, their like you said, Corey, most of their success have been Nintendo. So in order for us to stay in business and everything, yeah, we'll still work for anyone who is willing to, give us money or fund these projects. We literally want to be working with Nintendo. Now, this changes their idea of we want to one day be able to publish our own games and develop and publish our own games, but Platinum is not in a place to do that just yet. Yes, they make great action games, but still they're having a problem with how do we go outside of the box when we need to? Yes, we're good doing combos and doing flashy stuff in these games, but how do we are we ready as a company to go out and do different stuff? We know what we can do, and we can always build upon it, but they may become a time where we have to go out because the only other game really that Platinum has know how to do that is not considered as an action game was the shoot 'em up game that they did. Uh Soulless something. Um, you know, I just feel that, at least with Nintendo, they're more reliable. So if they need direction, if they know that we are working purely
Uh-oh.
With
Oh, I can't hear you either. You're both muted.
Oh, whoops! I was muted.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh, I was making
can you
fun of
hear
him
me?
so hard. It was so funny.
Oh,
I left.
uh,
Hi, Ed.
I agree.
You're back.
Uh, uh, I just think that with Platinum Games, they literally just have a better relationship with Nintendo because they not just only just another Japanese partner that they could work with. They got people who know how to develop games and who can help them create a better product while still being hands off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I I don't know, Courty. What do you think? What do you think? You think Nintendo should pursue a partnership with Platinum? I mean, Bayonetta and Astral Chain seem to be pretty successful, and I think
Um,
a lot of that has to do with Nintendo's. We'll say guidance. I was going to say interference, but I'm going to say guidance to stay
oh
nice.
yeah, with Nintendo, yeah, it definitely helps. I feel like I feel like they should do something like Disney does. You know how like Disney just buys a little bit of everything? I think they should
A
go
little
with
bit of everything.
just a little bit. But I think they should work together.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I kind of feel like the next part of the story we're going to talk about is kind of like we'll see what happens. But I just think, I mean, we see this with Mercury Steam, right? With Metroid Dread, we see this with, um, Koei Tecmo and Bandai Namco with when Nintendo does stuff with them, right? We just see the quality increase, tenfold. Like, I mean, look, for every Dynasty Warriors game, right? Like, everybody likes to, poo poo on those games or whatever, but like,
Hmm.
for every like 10 of those, you get something like Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors or Dragon Quest Heroes or something, right? And like
Yeah.
or I mean, Koei Tecmo even developed Fire Emblem Three Houses. Look how great that game was and did, and it's obviously Nintendo has a hand in that, but like when they develop things with Nintendo's guidance, like we get bangers. Who would have thought Metroid Dread would have been as awesome as it is, right? Um, so I think some of these companies kind of want Nintendo's guidance, and I think some of these companies kind of seek out projects with Nintendo so they can, and we've talked about it a little bit, and you more specifically of like Nintendo. Nintendo is the master at gameplay and make like
Hmm.
perfection, right? It even if you don't like a franchise, you can't deny that some of these games are, you know, at least trying something new or trying to perfect something, right? Yeah, of course that you for every like great game you get a Star Fox Zero or a I don't know another 25 Kirby games that whatever. But
You can
like,
never have enough Kirby's.
oh my gosh, you're one of those people. Oh
Oh, I
no,
am.
oh no.
I
Oh
am.
wow.
But you can't deny like Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. Yeah, it's another Kirby game, but it was something new and interesting for Kirby, right? Or I mean,
Hmm.
you look at the 20, like let's take the last kind of roughly 5 Kirby titles. No, 10 Kirby titles, we'll say, because you know you have a fighting game, you have a couple side scrollers, you have a 3D platformer, you have Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, which is all stylus based platforming, which is super cool.
Let's
Uh,
kiss.
Canvas Curse, you have Robobot, you have Kirby's Air Ride on GameCube. Like these are all different things, trying different things, doing
Hmm.
unique things in the platforming space and the fighting space. You have that weird birthday cake Fall Guys thing that's coming or is out already. I don't know if it's out already. I think it is.
Kirby's Epic Yarn was
Yeah.
something literally out of the box because not only was it just a Kirby game, I'm like, this is Nintendo doing Yarn. Yeah, we had PlayStation with the one game level based game that they made, Little Big Planet, and everything. But like, look how Kirby's Epic Yarn turned into Yoshi's Yarn
Mm-hmm.
or Crafting World, Yoshi's Woody World and Crafting World and stuff. Like how it, to the point where when everybody was seeing that in E3 presentation, people wanted that Yoshi. When that big Yoshi amiibo came out, it disappeared because people wanted it and everything. Nintendo just likes to try different stuff. They're not afraid what people think. They know they have an idea. They're gonna work on it, and whatever the reception is, it's gonna be the reception. At least they're willing to try something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think Platinum is in the perfect situation to do something like that, to really take
Hmm.
the guidance, because like they're one of those companies that everybody loves, and a lot of their projects are like almost there, right? They're almost there in terms of being going from really good to great or amazing, right? And we saw that with the
Yes.
jump from Bayonetta 1 to Bayonetta 2, right? Bayonetta 1, Sega published it. Sega wasn't really that involved. It was an okay action game, right? Like, it was good. Like, it was fine. But then you get to Bayonetta 2, and, like, all these outlets are giving it 10 out of 10s, and some major outlets even gave it their game of the year, right? So, like, and that was
Hmm.
an action game stuck on the Wii U that you play with this monster honking gamepad that nobody liked, and still getting 10s. So I hope that continues with Bayonetta 3 and Astral Chain 2 and whatever. But the other half of this news kind of, man, I don't know. I don't know what kind of opinions I have on this, but so earlier, yesterday I think,
On Saturday.
the original Bayonetta voice actress. Let me pull up this article real quick. Helena Taylor. She is the voice actress of Bayonetta. She voiced her in the anime. She voiced her in Smash. She voiced her in the first two games. So this character has been hers for the last 15 years, right? And
Yes, I think this has been another one.
yeah. So a lot of people were wondering why she wasn't playing Bayonetta in this game. So she kind of hinted at why she wasn't in the game in an article on Nintendo Life from September. Someone said, you're an icon, Helena. I can't imagine Bayonetta without your amazing voice. And she replied, well, you might have to. VAs usually will just say, if they haven't been contacted, the fact that she is bound by a confidentiality agreement kind of implies she is returning for Bayonetta 3. Maybe she's just messing around with other replies. A lot of people notice that there are multiple versions of Bayonetta in this game, and that maybe she was voicing one of them but not another one. So yeah. And then there was another article, I forget what website it was. I wish I could find it. I didn't get to find it because everything now is just about the story we're about to talk about. Is that she claims that Nintendo and Platinum Games only offered her $4,000 to return as Bayonetta. And
For the full role, everybody, from
yes,
front to back.
yeah. Now let's see. I ran through her IMDb and stuff real quick. So she has 24 actress credits. Bayonetta being 5 of them. Anarchy Reigns, Bayonetta, Bloody Fate, which was the anime, Smash Brothers,
A good anime.
Bayonetta 2. So those were her roles as Bayonetta. Her other, like, I went through the rest of this stuff. Like, I think that Bayonetta arguably is the biggest thing she's done. She was also in Valkyrie Profile Covenant of the Plume, which was a DS game. Dragon Age Origins, she played a couple side characters in that game. So this is kind of the biggest thing that she's done. I've also pulled up a performer. This is from a website called Performer Life. I'm not 100% sure how accurate this is or not, but I pulled up the estimated prices for voice actors in video games, how much they make an hour, and I'm not talking like the Nolan Norths and the Jen Taylors and the Troy Bakers and Ashley Johnsons, right? I'm talking like an average person that you wouldn't recognize their name, right? And Joe Schmo off the street wanting to be a voice actor. And I'm not diminishing these roles. I'm just saying this is kind of like what an average voice actor makes. Experienced video game voice actors will receive $200 to $350 an hour, or $50 to $200 per 100 words for their video game voice acting work. Novice voice actors earn between $1 and $5 per 100 words. Video game voice actors are also eligible for bonuses up to $2,100. There's also, if you're working on a union contract, if a single session lasts up to 4 hours, you could be eligible of making $850 for a single session. This rate is typically for more seasoned video game voice actors. If the pay is by word, novice voice actors will earn between $1 and $5 per 100 words. A more seasoned video game voice actor can earn $50 to $200 for 100 words. Yelling and screaming increase your pay. Let's see. The following factors can impact your rate positively no matter how experienced you are. Specific skills involve age, gender, voice quality, expertise, specialized skills. These all impact your pay as well if you are trying to play a specific role. Mimicking, having a unique speaking style, a la accents, making unique sounds, singing, speaking multiple languages. Again, there's a lot of things that go into voice acting that will, increase your pay, decrease your pay, whatever. And so before we get in this conversation, I just thought we should have some basic facts about voice acting. Now, if you're going to hire Nolan North or Troy Baker or Christopher Judge or Ashley Johnson or these people that we know, Ashley Burke, and Jennifer Hale, which is the voice actress who has taken on the role. Obviously, they're more than likely to make more because they're essentially like the, I don't know, Keanu Reeves or the, who's another big actress out there right now? I don't know. Like they're the top of their game, right? They're gonna make, five figures at the low end per session because of who they are and their prominence in the voice acting industry. Now, like I said, Helena Taylor, she's not a huge name in voice acting. Bayonetta is the biggest thing that she's ever done, according to her IMDb and her Moby Games page, which is Moby Games is basically IMDb for video games. So if you guys want to check that out for any game, you can search by game, you can search by actress, whatever. It's really a neat site. If you want to go look at it. So she claims she was offered $4,000 for her role to return as Bayonetta. I don't know what she got paid previously. That was not made public. But a lot of these factors going in, like there's 3 playable heroes. Bayonetta is typically a shorter game. She's not really like screaming or yelling or doing a lot of these things on this voice actor pay sheet that I've seen that was updated at the end of 2021. So not super up to date, but relevant information nonetheless. Can't see it increasing by that much, whatever. She claims it was an insult to her career and that she deserved more, which I would think if you're returning as a character that maybe is your biggest character, you would pay a little bit more than that, maybe.
Mhm.
But I don't know. What do you guys think? She claims this is an insult. She claims that she wanted more. They didn't offer her anymore, and she had to actually fight to get this offer. What do you guys think? She hasn't done very much.
I wish she would have told us what she got in the first Bayonetta she did.
Yeah, I mean that could also be under like a contractual agreement to say you can't say what you got paid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, if she already broke, speaking about Bayonetta 3, just break the other two. Because
You might as well.
my thing is, are you getting also residuals after every game, after every
Mhm.
copy of a game of Bayonetta being sold? What is your manager or management doing? Like,
Mhm.
what is your union like? There's factors that's missing into this, because even though you might have got paid, offered $4,000, they had to pay somebody else too. And I'm not talking about the others of voice actors. They have to they have to pay someone on your management team also.
Mhm.
So even if they offer you 4,000, your manager has to get a piece of that cut. Your
Yeah.
Right.
agency
Well,
that you're with has to.
her agent or her manager should have been fighting for more too, right? I mean,
That's that's the question. Yeah, and that's the question. Where were they at to negotiate a bigger pay? Because I know everybody wants to blame Nintendo, but Nintendo is only funding the game and everything. You
mhm.
know, Platinum is the one that's making this offer to them, not Nintendo.
Mhm.
You know, Nintendo, who I feel like Nintendo, if they had because I don't know who the person got paid for when they did Metroid Other M, but they probably came out so a good penny. I feel like Nintendo would pay these voice actors if Nintendo was actually doing the development or the publishing. I think Nintendo would definitely pay. Like, I don't even know how. Like, I wonder what Monolith Soft with their actors, what they got paid for and everything. Because, like, I don't know anyone in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or the Xenoblade series who did the voice acting. But I wonder what Nintendo had Monolith Soft pay them.
Mhm.
You know, but Nintendo owns Monolith Soft. Nintendo doesn't own Platinum. Platinum and Sega makes those choices. Nintendo's only paying for the development or anything. Trust me, if Nintendo was gonna get some voice acting talent, they're gonna go with 8-4 Play. Because they have used 8-4 to not only do some of the localization, they have used 8-4 to also do the voice acting and stuff for this game. So whatever Platinum and her management team, whatever that went on with, we don't know about. So if you're gonna just say that you were only gonna be offered $4,000, there's something out of this that's missing. What about, like you said, Corey? Why your manager not fighting for more? Why the agencies not fighting for more?
Or your
And stuff.
Mhm.
coworkers.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing too, it right is like I understand that you're disappointed in how much you got paid or were going to get paid for this, but also like I know a lot of voice actors go in not knowing how much they're going to get paid per,
Mhm.
or even who they're playing until like they either figure it out or they're told when the marketing cycle starts, right? Like I remember Patricia Somerset when she did an interview about playing Zelda in Breath of the Wild. She didn't know she was playing Zelda. She didn't even know she was voicing a Nintendo video game until partway through, and she figured it out when she was reading her lines, right? Like uh she didn't even know she was going to work for Nintendo. Her agent booked her a voice acting gig. She went into the booth, they kind of directed her and showed her lines or whatever, and she figured it out after she was reading. But like a lot of voice acting is done secretively, and a lot of it is done before production of the game even starts too. So like
Yeah.
um it's not like this game comes out on October 28th. It's not like they just recorded lines in August for this, right?
Yeah.
They recorded these lines probably 2 or 3 years ago at least, and obviously they come in for recaptures and whatever, but I do feel bad that, I mean, to me, $4,000 sounds like a lot of money, but
Yeah.
I mean, I get that actors want, are get paid more depending on their role, but I think with a combination of things like Bayonetta's the biggest thing she's ever done. She's not a big name in the voice acting space. Bayonetta is not typically a long game, right? How long was Bayonetta 2, Ed? Like 12 hours or so? 10 hours,
about
12
10
hours?
to 12 hours. Yeah.
So let's say Bayonetta 3 is 15 hours. Let's just throw that number out there. We don't know yet. I'm making this up. We know there are 3 playable characters in this game, at least. There's Viola, there's Jean, and there's Bayonetta. Okay, well, let's say Bayonetta gets half that time, right? Because she's the titular character. That's 7 hours-ish of gameplay. I don't know, $4,000 for, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours worth of work, in terms of voicing and lines and stuff. Maybe I feel like, man, I don't know. I don't want to sound rude or mean or anything, but that sounds like a pretty good deal. You go in for a week and do this, and you get handed a check for $4,000, and you move on to your next job. That sounds kind of okay to me, I think.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't. I know we're gonna talk about the boycott thing, but I just sometimes, I just feel that, yes, if they offer you $4,000 and you feel like that you should be paid more, how long are you in the booth actually? Because if you're doing a lot of recording, you're doing a lot of recording for the cutscene.
Yeah,
and everything.
And
You're not.
like somebody came, I can't remember if it was her or somebody else. Like, there's a whole tweet thread of this. That wasn't just the one video. There's like 4 or 5 videos attached to this thread at least.
For hers.
So I'm gonna read the Game Informer article, and then I'm gonna go to the Twitter thread and read some of this because maybe some people need more context from this. Because I do think this is an important discussion. And I do feel like people should be treated fairly and all this thing. I don't want to that. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here and saying, here are the facts. Here are some, guidelines of how people get paid in this industry. Here is how much she got paid compared to other people in the industry for similar or bigger roles, smaller roles, whatever. On Game Informer, it says, also, by the way, there is a trigger warning on this article because it mentions depression and suicide in this article. I just want to throw that out there in case you are uncomfortable. Maybe skip ahead 60 seconds or so while I read it. So here we go. One of Bayonetta 3's most head-scratching elements is Platinum's decision to switch Bayonetta's voice actor from Helena Taylor to Jennifer Hale. Taylor played the Umbra Witch in the first 2 games, but Platinum explained in our cover story that she won't reprise the role due to various overlapping circumstances. Taylor had been largely quiet on the issue, presumably due to a non-disclosure agreement, but has broken her silence with a fiery message claiming, quote, immoral compensation from Platinum as the reason for her recast. In a Twitter thread, Taylor shared a 3-part video message where she explains how things fell apart between herself and Platinum. She says that when Bayonetta 3 was in development, she was required to re-audition for the role. It's pretty typical in voice acting. Unless you're like a big name. Obviously, it's the same way that acting works, right? Where, it's not like Brad Pitt is going to go audition for a role, right? Or
Tara Strong's doing all 3 voices.
Yeah.
Tara Strong's like 90s character. She's done all of Rugrats, Timmy Turner, Simpsons, all of it.
Harley Quinn.
Maybe one thing, I think if it was her who did it, then okay, yeah, no, $4,000 isn't enough for her because
we have
terrifying.
evidence. We definitely have evidence of all the characters that she voiced,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and she has voiced some big characters in media and
Yeah.
entertainment.
Um, uh, in the Twitter thread, Taylor shared a 3-part video message saying how she explains how things fell apart between her and Platinum. She says that Bayonetta 3 was in development. She was required to re-audition for the role, which is standard practice since a performer's voice can change as they age. Taylor states she passed, quote, with flying colors, to which Platinum presented her with what she describes as, quote, an insulting offer. Taylor says she then wrote Platinum co-founder and Bayonetta 3 supervising director Hideki Kamiya directly to demand, quote, what I'm worth. She claims Kamiya replied by expressing his value for her talent and her popularity with the fan base. Platinum then offered her a $4,000 flat rate for her the entire voiceover job. Quote, the Bayonetta franchise has made an approximately $450 million. That's not including merchandise, says Taylor. This is an insult to me, the amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given to this game and to the fans. I am asking the fans to boycott this game and instead of spend their money that you would have spent on this game by donating it to charity. I didn't want the world. I didn't ask for too much. I was just asking for a decent, dignified living wage. What they did was legal, but it was immoral. Taylor, a classically trained actor, writer, and director, said she was calling for a boycott as a show of solidarity for underpaid workers. She comments on England's cost of living and wage issues, saying, there are nurses going to food banks to feed their children. This is not right. This is not acceptable. It impacts mental health. $4,000 in this part of England. Taylor says that financial strife caused her to suffer bouts of depression and anxiety to the extent that she was at one point suicidal. I am not afraid of the non-disclosure agreement, says Taylor. I can't even afford to run a car. What are they going to do? Take my clothes? Good luck to them. This is a lot. There's a lot more on this article if you want to go look at it, but this is kind of basically where her Twitter thread ends.
That was like the third one, I think, like the third part.
Yeah, there's another part where she talks about they recast her. Taylor comments on Jennifer Hale replacing her, saying they now have a new girl voicing her over, and I love actors. I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say that she is the voice of Bayonetta. Seems kind of... again, this goes on to... so...
What's sad is this might end her career.
Yeah.
As much as commotion as she's getting from this one gig that's actually hit it off for her, now she's complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna mess her.
And
for
again,
like a good while.
Yeah, and again, her filmography and gamography since 1992, she's only had 24 credits since then, and her last credit is Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, where she played Bayonetta. And also Smash Ultimate, which they reused her lines from the Wii U version, so like she didn't record any new lines. Which, I mean, there's like 15 lines max for Bayonetta, so I mean it's not like
it's just like sound effects and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean that credit was in 2014. So 22 years, you have 24 credits, which is, it's not like she's having like a ton of gigs anyway. $4,000. Somebody commented on this thread that's 2 months worth of rent. Like, so I don't know. I kind of feel like she's not the biggest actress in the world. $4,000 for like 2 weeks worth of work, maybe, if she's really a quote unquote working actress, and maybe she has more stuff like writing, maybe she's a bigger writer or, a director that, she has credits for that too. But like as an actress, she doesn't have many credits. This seems along the lines of what Nintendo and Platinum pay their other actors. I don't know. I'm torn because this seems this let me get this out real quick and then you can continue. I want people to be treated fairly, but also this seems pretty fair with the guidelines that we set out. Plus adding her acting credits to those guidelines. This seems pretty standard to me. Okay, Ed, you can go now.
To me, it seems that she feels like this is ownership, like she owns Bayonetta in the first place. Just because you voice the character doesn't mean that you own it. Saying that line, well, Jennifer Hill doesn't have a right to say that she's the new Bayonetta. You're not the Bayonetta.
Right.
You didn't program or design Bayonetta. You did not write her. You did not create her. Hideki Kamiya made Bayonetta. And then it went to other developers in that company. Like Hideki he supervises, but he's not making the games or anything. So Platinum Games have a right to say and offer you anything because it is their property. I know we talked about it, Courty, that Sega owns Bayonetta, but this was created from Platinum Games.
Yeah.
This was created from his hands, so they could go with anybody they want to. If they wanted Chris Hemsworth to voice Bayonetta, they can. If they wanted to go with that, it's their choice of doing it. So saying that this person doesn't have a right to say they're the voice of Bayonetta, I'm like, you don't have the right to say you're the voice of Bayonetta because you only did her 2 games. You do not have ownership over this character. Now, if you want to have a voice of your own character, you are a writer. You are a creator yourself. Write something. Write a whole new character and do an audio podcast, or do something that's going to get your voice out there for people to listen if you're so into that. Because just because you voice a character, you didn't write her backstory. The only thing that you gave her is a voice to see how she would sound. No one was even thinking about that. Heck, we still don't even know how Mario actually sound, even with Chris Pine playing as not Chris Pine.
Pratt.
Chris Pratt playing him. Look at Paper Mario. We're still reading all his dialogues. So we create the voice in our heads of how Mario would sound. But that's Nintendo's decision because Nintendo owns it and everything. So I kind of feel like this boycott and this outrage, I'm not saying it's not necessary. I'm not saying that there was an offer on the table, but someone should have been able to go to Platinum and say, can we make a better deal or anything? If they said that, you know what, this is not a good deal, and they walked away, leave it there. You have other opportunities to go out and work with other people. They're going to see your name as a credit for Bayonetta, and they may offer you something more than what Platinum Games have done.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in video games to voice a character. Whatever is out there that needs a voice that you can take, go and have that chance to take it and stuff. If you claim that you got the credits, go and do that. Why boycott something because you didn't get your way? That's unfair to all the gamers who were anticipating this game. I'm not saying that it's unfair to Nintendo Platinum Games or anything, but it's unfair to us because you feel like you have every right to make the decision on our purchases to benefit you. We are people who already donate stuff to charity. We're not going to take $60 for a game that we're really waiting to enjoy, that we've been waiting for almost 5 years to get. Because you didn't get a voice part. Okay, you didn't get the voice part of Bayonetta. You could because they weren't paying you right. Go find you a voice part that's gonna pay you well, and then say it to your fans. Hey, I'm doing this. If you guys believe in this project, go support that.
Yeah. So we have a couple questions pertaining to this, and then we'll get into question block to wrap up the show.
Mhm.
Lamont Reed writes in and says, "Does calling to boycott gaming companies work?"
No,
No.
it doesn't. It
Let me
doesn't.
give you a big
No.
example. Let me give you the
Uh,
biggest example right now.
I was just
Activision Blizzard.
I was just about to say that.
25 million people played Overwatch in the first 10 days. Diablo 2 sold 12 million copies in 2 months. Okay? And this was right after the sexual allegations against many of their former employees, including the CEO of the company, happened, and everybody said we're gonna boycott Activision Blizzard. Well, those are two numbers I just gave you. Call of Duty that year was still the biggest game sold that year in terms
Mhm.
of entertainment, and yeah, Crash
Is it
Bandicoot 4 still came out the following year and did buku bucks.
Yeah.
Brave? Is it Braven Software part of Activision
Yes.
with the union thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like all that whole situation, and people are still playing it. Yeah, people don't have to cover that stuff, but hey, people pre-ordered the new not Bayonetta, the new Call of Duty so they can play the campaign
Mm-hmm.
or the demo stuff. Like, if you know that this stuff is happening,
Uh
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
oh.
Crash got him.
Ed.
Crash got him. So,
can you guys hear me
Ed.
now?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, oh goodness, I'm sorry, Corey. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like even with all the stuff that had happened with Activision over and over,
Mm-hmm.
people are still buying their games. Even if
I mean,
Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard, people are still going to buy these games.
yeah, and even like people were calling people to boycott Nintendo a couple of weeks ago because of the QA testers not being treated fairly also. Remember that? And you
Mm,
know, it's just look, this stuff is going to happen in the industry. My theory is you can control what you can control. If you want to play a game, play it. I think if you boycott it, you could risk a lot of people getting laid off. Good people, good hardworking people. You could risk companies going under, right? And I'm not saying Activision Blizzard could go under because that, I'm talking like, smaller does. I mean, what? Not No
is
Man's
it
Sky.
Avalanche doing the Harry Potter game?
Yeah, that's another one right now too that a lot of people are trying to boycott because J.K. Rowling is a terrible person because of some things she may or may not have said on the internet. Uh,
But
and
that one's been going on for years.
I know,
She's
and
always said the wrong things.
and so like everybody is saying boycott Hogwarts Legacy, and it's like she's not even involved. She's literally not even involved in that game, right? The only way she could be involved is to make sure that canonically the story makes sense with what's already come after. That's literally the only way she could be involved. She's not a designer. She's not an artist, right? She's not the game director. She's not even the head of the studio. Like, let that game go. Harry Potter is a great IP. It doesn't. It's separating the art from the artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these people who own like Picasso's or Van Goghs or all these other paintings of people who were terrible people. Pablo Picasso was a terrible person, right? You look at all these famous novels and stuff like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. Like Mark Twain, not exactly a great person. It's just separating the art from the artist and realizing the context of what you're looking at. Just I don't know, and it's just internet outrage culture, and
And
it's just awful.
It's you as a buyer. It is your money. No one can
Uh-huh.
tell you what to do with it. If you want to buy these games and everything,
Hmm.
you buy it. If you want to boycott, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, are you willing to miss on something that no one's going to be caring in a week or two?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because it always happens that it's a big topic, it's a big talking point, and then it went away. Just look at The Last of Us Part One, the
Hmm.
remake. Everybody complained that it didn't need to be made. It cost $70. Who's talking about it now after that game came
I
out?
mean,
And
guess how
people
many
were
copies
planning
it
to
sold, everybody? Guess what? How many copies did it
and
sell in the first 4 weeks? About 4 million. So,
the
All
same
this
thing happened with.
really, what's up?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
All
Courtney.
this really proves is that everybody's replaceable.
mhm.
That's all it really shows.
Yeah, yeah. We have one more question that will probably close out this conversation. Todd Oxtra from Secret Friends Unite. Go check out their podcasts. They're super fun. I love them.
Yes.
Do you think Nintendo values voice talent considering so few of its games have it? When Platinum cheaped out on their main character who has an iconic voice, do you think Platinum was squeezed on their budget based on a prolonged dev cycle? No, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think Platinum's budget was squeezed. I think Nintendo would pour as much money as this needs to be good because they believe that Nintendo games will sell no matter what, right? We see this with games ranging from Animal Crossing to Metroid to Pokemon to Zelda to Mario, right? These games
Mm-hmm.
sell. I don't remember the last game published by Nintendo that wasn't a 2 million seller, right? I mean, it's insane. Um, and that allows them to invest in games like Bayonetta that may not be a million seller, but will be like, and we've talked about it, like a prestige game or a game that they can point to and say, look, we do make games for people other than children. Um, I don't think Nintendo values voice talent like other companies, though, which is part of the reason why I think maybe she was, quote unquote, lowballed, because Nintendo doesn't value voice talent. You can see that, right? I mean, Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game to have true voice acting, and it wasn't very much. Mario, you look at Mario, it's just Charles Martinet again in the booth, like wahooing and whatever. Metroid Dread, not a lot of voice acting.
The voice acting there was like it was alien.
Yeah, I mean
Gibberish.
you could essentially AI generate that at this point. So no, Nintendo doesn't value voice acting the way that other companies do, right? Which could be good or bad depending. We talk about how the lack of Ed and I have talked about it at least, like Nintendo's quote unquote lack of cinematic production probably keeps their games cheaper and makes them more money in the end, which certain games that works. Mario, that certainly works. Zelda, I would
Yes.
probably like a little bit more cinematic attention to it, but they're getting there. I think Breath of the Wild was a good first step. So yeah, I think Nintendo doesn't care who you are in terms of voice acting. We're gonna pay you what the rate is. If you don't want to do it, we'll find someone else. Um,
Right. Yeah,
I
oh,
mean, I don't know
go
if
ahead, go
that
ahead.
influenced Platinum's decision or not, but like, that's just the way Nintendo operates. That's how they've always been, and they're not going to change because they're Nintendo. And until someone in there decides that they need to do that, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The voice acting part with Nintendo, they value. I think they do value it when it's needed to be used in their game. Like I think, like Xenoblade Chronicles 3,
hmm
and like just Xenoblade in general, because there's so many cutscenes and there's so much stuff going on within those cutscenes. They have to value the voice actors because that is progressing the story in the game. But
Hmm.
for Nintendo themselves, like when they're making their games, they're focused on gameplay. They're focused on ideas. They're focusing on creative level design. They're focusing on all this other stuff that voice acting and everything else comes later. You
Hmm.
know, they rather be like, you know what, we rather just write out a script, get that done, and then when it's translated, give it a treehouse, let them localize it, and go about there. And when they localize it, they can make it funny so people could get it done. Yes, we invest in a lot of text,
Hmm.
but I'm that that text and stuff could be funny, or that text could really like make people think about it because in general, and to be real with a lot of people, a lot of gamers don't care about voice acting at all.
Well, that's not true, but
But the thing about it is, it's just like what what game has a lot of people really grabbed on from voice acting that they really comment with or anything. And I'm not just talking about to me anything, meme anything, but like what dialogue or monologue stuff that's in a game has gamers really took something away for and be able to recite on the drop of a dime like that. You
yeah,
know, it's everything else and stuff. Corey, you're a big Destiny player, and they have a lot of dialogue in that game.
they have a lot of big voice actors too. I mean, like Nolan North, Lance Reddick, Gina Torres. You name an actor, they've probably appeared in Destiny at some point. I mean, at the beginning, they were paying Peter Dinklage and
Hmm.
Bill Nighy and that shoot, the person that God, what's his name? Everybody loves him. I can see his face, but I don't know his name. I know his name. Anyways, played Cade. Uh, so yeah, I mean, but they also had an Activision budget. They had a very high budget for that game. They had a very high production pipeline for that, and
And they was expecting high return on it.
but they also wanted a story and a cinematic experience and actors that could play these parts for a long time. And I mean, you look at Destiny now, as opposed, it's not nearly as like produced as those early games, but like there's still a lot of story and a lot of voice acting and a lot of characters that you have to get a lot out of. And I'm sure that but like Nintendo will never make a game like Destiny.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about with the voice acting. There's no one sitting down having a table discussion about the voice acting
It's because
and
Nintendo doesn't
everything
have
and
any.
memorizing lines. I'm just talking about just voice acting in general.
Oh.
I'm not talking about Nintendo anything.
I
Like
mean, I
Courtney,
think
you're playing 12 minutes,
Yes.
and you got some big actors. William Dafoe, that's a really big actor and
Oh,
everything.
sure.
Uh, like, do you think anyone is gonna a lot? I'm not spoiling anything, but a lot of people felt like the voice actors in that game didn't get their due. Like people just did not think of that. They were thinking of everything else
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
they were more distracted on what was going on in the pretty much in the loop. Um, I do feel like I'm happy with the actors, but I feel like if it was them, like I actually didn't really hear them till after I looked it up and was like, oh, these are the actors for it. Okay, cool, cool. And then after replaying it, then you're like, oh yeah, like now I can hear them. You know.
Mhm.
Hmm. So I'm not trying to say that voice acting isn't important to games or Nintendo doesn't care about it. I just think gamers just do not pay attention to it. They hear the voice, they'll talk more about the story that the
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. They got him. Got him. We're leaving all this in too. This is good stuff.
Right.
uh
There you are.
hello everybody. There we go. Um they they're not, you know, they're thinking of the characters of what they bring to the game and when the characters are given dialogue, giving those third points, they're not sitting down talking about those actors. Now, I'm saying gamers will congratulate those actors because they did a very great voice acting job, but they're not remembering lines like that to the live to become fans of as gamers. So, quickly, just for me, with the second question, when Platinum cheap out on their main character who has that kind of voice, do you think Platinum will squeeze their budget? No, they won't do it because it's not Platinum's budget; it's Nintendo's. And Nintendo rather get a game right before they squeeze out the budget. I mean, they squeeze the budget. Don't forget, this game has been in development for a long time after its announcement, and they have brought almost 3 games out before anything about Bayonetta was even revealed. Heck, Astral Chain came out before Bayonetta, and Bayonetta was announced before. Astral Chain was a surprise, and that game came out 4 months after the game came out. I mean, after it was announced, like we didn't know what it was, and it came out. So,
Right.
Courtney, any thoughts? I'm sorry.
No, I'm right behind y'all on it. I think the story is the main drive of the game and not necessarily like the actors. I mean, as long as it has acting in it, okay, but pretty much like that's it. That's all I've got for it. I like the story better. It doesn't really matter the actor. I do think that she did kind of put her foot in her mouth and now she's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Excuse me.
it's just it's just
just sad.
interesting. Yeah, I wanna reiterate, like, I want everybody to be treated fairly. I want everybody to, do well and get what they're worth and fight for what they're worth. But also, I think you need to read the room and see, like, what the situation calls for. And, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, it's just one of those things, I guess. I don't know. I hope
where's her manager? Why isn't her manager complaining?
Yeah.
That's what I've been asking. I'm
Yeah.
like, there has to be more to this. Because
Yeah.
if you're the only one that's doing all the talk, where's your agency and manager at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they would also be saying, hey, like, we're with her. This isn't right. Like, and then giving people information, because voice acting, it's not like a job that everyone knows,
Yeah.
Right. And some of the people, like you mentioned Troy Baker, Corey, and I know we're going to move on. People like Troy Baker and Nathan Norton. I'm sorry, I might be getting it wrong. They sometimes, like for Sony games, they will do the motion caption.
Mm-hmm.
That's
true too.
The voice acting.
We didn't even bring that up. There's no way she's doing the motion capture for Bayonetta, right? I mean, this seems all
Right.
so like. You look at Troy Baker in The Last of Us or BioShock Infinite or something, right? Like, he's doing all the motion capture while he's acting, while he's voicing, right? So these are pretty much captured almost as movies or TV shows, and then obviously, like, the characters are laid on top of them, and they kind of go in and tweak some things if they need to, whatever. But like, they're acting the whole scene out. She's not doing these flips and kicks and whatever, right? Presumably. So you got to take that into consideration also now. So just something to think about, I guess. I don't know. I hope she gets what she deserves. I wish her all the success in future roles if she gets any after doing this. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. All right. We're moving on to question block. Remember, you can tweet at PowBlock Podcast or any one of us to get your questions read on the show. You can also join the Discord in the podcast discussion thread and leave your questions there for our shows. We have 2 questions tonight. Our first question comes from Daniel Midgar from Turn by Turn podcast. He asked, now that Lego Mario is a thing, would you guys want a Lego Mario game?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Nope.
No, because the Lego games from WB are their budget titles.
Well,
They're good for kids.
Lego is not exclusive to WB anymore, so you can
Oh, I
take
didn't know
that into
that.
consideration also with your choice.
Oh,
But my answer
uh,
is still no.
yeah. I feel like Nintendo could really make a better platform without using the Lego look or anything.
Hmm.
I
I
think they should.
just I know.
I'm all for different art styles and different looks, but like, there's something about Lego people that bother me. There's something about Lego, like
Yes.
the look of Legos. Like, okay, if you're building like a Lego Star Wars ship or Hogwarts castle or something, that all looks super cool. But when you start making like people or things that look a certain way or should look a certain way, like, I know a lot of people listening to this podcast are gonna like hate me for this, but I hate the way the Lego Mario and Luigi look. And like the Lego Bowser looks really stupid. I hate the
They
way they
look
look.
so cute. What
No,
are you
they're awful.
talking about?
And Courtney, you gotta think about Nintendo did an 8-bit amiibo look of a Mario.
Yeah, that thing's ugly too.
Nothing's
But
cool.
I mean, but it's something that Nintendo did,
Oh, I know.
as an amiibo. Like that's kind of cool. And plus, they have Paper Mario. They can make him look any kind of way in a cool style. Lego,
So
I
why not
just
have Lego Mario if they can do the other styles?
Because
no. It's just. Oh, go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say because Lego will sell with any franchise attached to it, right? They made a Lego Seinfeld uh, apartment and sold bonkers. I'm like, who cares? You know, I mean, Seinfeld people care, I guess, but like, who cares?
Also, Lego collectors care.
That's what I'm
Plus,
saying.
Lego
You put Lego on anything, someone's gonna buy it, right?
Right, so why not have Mario?
I mean,
Nintendo could do better with their own
Nintendo,
product.
look, the art style I want for a Mario game is the cover art for the Mario and Luigi games. That art style I want as
Yes.
a Mario game. It's almost like a hand-drawn Mario and Luigi in like a watercolory world. That's what I
Yeah.
want. A fluid, like 60 frames a second of animation, jumping, running, doing cool stuff. I don't know. Maybe even give me a Mario and Luigi games on the Switch. Port the old ones. I don't care.
Oh,
Those games are
please.
great. If you have a 3DS lying around, buy those games.
I need
And better
insight
hurry
about
because
the
those
story
games.
now.
And they already made that game and then remade it for 3DS
I
within like
need it
4
on
years. So.
Switch. I need that game on Switch so I can bust out laughing. So everybody at work can be like, "Why is Eddie leg high up in the air? Because his back is on the floor in the chair." I need that laughter.
Yeah, I mean that game's great.
I think they should do a Mario Lego mashup where they hop into the Lego world, and because the Legos comedy is like chef's kiss. Anything that the Legos like produce with their comedic that they have, I
I'll
think
give it to that. Yeah.
I think
the
if you
comedy.
put Mario in there and add just a little bit of spice, it's gonna be so good. They should do it. 110% they should do it.
Yeah, I'm not with it. I think Lego makes too much money with the Star Wars brand for their
Imagine
game.
making
Lego makes too
more
much money
money, though.
on all brands.
Imagine
But for their game
Nintendo
wise,
and Lego Movie making more money.
Look, if they
It
want to
just-
give me a Peach's Castle or a Zelda Castle or something like that, I will totally build it, okay? But
Could you imagine them doing Zelda and Lego themed?
oh my gosh.
I'm writing the check right now.
I'm going to go
Just
hide under
send
my
it off.
desk. I'm going to hide under my desk. I don't want a Lego Zelda.
Like the castle to like
Oh,
build it?
like the build? Yeah, I mean that would be cool. Yeah, but I meant like a Lego Zelda game. No thanks. Pass. Hard pass.
Give it
Yeah.
to the new generation so that they can like understand what's going on with the Zelda.
okay. If you want to give it to the new generation, that's fine. My old generation, nah, I don't.
I know.
don't.
We'll hear all about it on Twitter or Facebook.
Oh,
But you
no.
know who will be talking about it? TikTok with Legos. That's all
Post
of
the
it.
question. put it out there. Pose the
I'm
question.
gonna.
Would you
I'm gonna.
would you play a Mario Lego game?
Hmm.
Own
Somebody
it
wants a
right
Lego
now.
Star Fox ship in the chat.
Same.
JMark64. Can we get a good Star Fox game first before we start building Legos out of them? We haven't had one in like 20 years, so we
Oh,
need a new one.
I was about
25.
to say, wait a minute. There's a few Star Fox games that are pretty good.
He says no, only Legos. All right, our last question of the night before we get out of here is from Deshaun Malone. He writes in and says, what are y'all's thoughts on a Sega Dreamcast collection or mini console? I know y'all did an expansion on that, but a mini console would be dope. Where did all them mini consoles go anyway? Yeah, remember when
Switch took over.
Yeah, Switch did good, and now nobody wants the consoles because you can get them all on the Switch. A mini Dreamcast though would be really cool. I would totally buy one. I think a Dreamcast is stuck in that weird GameCube conundrum thing now too, where like nothing from that generation is moving forward, and it's like, why? Where is it? Give it to me. I want a Dreamcast collection. I mean, a mini console would be cool, but I almost would rather have like a collection on the Switch or like a expansion pack type thing. But also I love the Dreamcast, so give it all to me.
I really don't need the mini console for a Dreamcast, even though like you said, we talked about.
I don't need it either. I just want one. You would buy it. You don't need one, but you would buy it.
With it, to be honest with you, I don't even need a collection. I would rather just have like a Dreamcast kind of, like Dreamcast online with like Nintendo Online and stuff. I would rather have that than have a collection, because the thing about it is, it's just like when they put out the probably 5 to 7 games that most people know the Dreamcast about, what else are you going to be putting on there that people are going to care about? Once you get Soul Calibur out, once you get Soul Reaver out, once you get Jet Set Radio out, well, I don't know how the two games will work, so that's a
oh, come on.
discussion.
Choo Choo Rocket, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Shuffle, huh? Little Mario Party action with Sonic characters?
Maybe
huh?
Sonic Adventure 1. Maybe Sonic Adventure 1. I don't know how they will work Space Channel 5. There's really no kind of JRPG on there.
What? Skies of Arcadia. Hello.
Okay, Skies of Arcadia. But everybody wants the GameCube version.
Yeah, but if you can play, if the GameCube version never shows up and you get a Dreamcast version, I don't think anybody's gonna throw it out of bed. Okay.
I mean, okay. So
you're like, okay, you can stay.
Thank you. Thank you, Courty, for your logic and reasoning.
So why I'm here.
This one. I know. Like,
I think there's a ghost in Courty's house. She keeps looking behind her.
Dude, I've got too much going on behind me. Okay, I've got a lot.
Yeah. So I would rather have like a Nintendo Online kind of thing with the Dreamcast. I don't need a collection. Hey, I'll pay an extra $20 if need. So to have that.
We're not paying any more. We just get it. Although I would pay more.
What they do is they leave it on the Switch and they sell a wireless Dreamcast remote.
Yes, because Dreamcast made the silly decision of having the wire come out of the bottom of the controller and made it really awkward to hold.
Mm-hmm.
No, they do a wireless Nintendo 64 remote.
They already did. I have 2 of them.
Do they?
Yeah. They won't let me buy anymore. I've tried.
Yeah.
Your limit is 2, by the way.
So today, everybody knows the reason why they put the core at the bottom is because the VMU was at the top of the Dreamcast.
It doesn't matter. Make the back thicker. Give it a little junk in the trunk and make it pop out the top. That's all I got.
Oh, I would definitely buy a Dreamcast wireless controller for the Switch in a heartbeat.
Oh man.
Oh, and Popper Stars. Of course.
Go listen to our Dreamcast expansion pass, by the way, everybody, and see what games we picked to be on there.
Yeah.
Number 7 may surprise you.
About the mini consoles, Neo Geo, TurboGrafx 16, The Sega Genesis that came out, they have like 8 different versions of that already.
No,
The
there are
Atari
2
ones-
official Sega Genesises. One is based off
Oh,
the
shoot.
Genesis 1, and the other one is Genesis 2. And you better
I'm
believe
just-
they're going to have a Genesis 3, which is smaller
I'm just talking about
and
the
angular.
budget ones that they sold at the mall, at the
Oh,
kiosk,
yeah,
and
well-
some that used to be at Toys R Us.
Well, there's those retro 8-bit gaming console that looks like an NES Raspberry Pi at the mall, and you're just like, wow, neat. It's got Plumber Man and Monkey Climber and
Isn't that the soundtrack to Super Mario Bros. 2 and Donkey Kong Donkey Kong 3? What the heck is this mess? Yeah, that mess. So pick that up and throw that all in the trash. But yeah, the what happened to the mini consoles? Too many of them came out and people don't care. Then plus they wasn't sold in stores.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh, Courtney, what about you? Would you want a Dreamcast collection or a mini console?
The correct
I mean,
answer
I
is
might
yes.
as well. I've never played a Dreamcast, so
Yes, the correct answer is yes.
Oh yes.
I've never played.
I need you to do this with your
You would be interested in playing Dreamcast.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, please play Illbleed so I could just
Oh
laugh.
yeah. No, you know what else? Blue Stinger. The
Yes.
greatest
Play Blue
survival horror game on the Dreamcast outside of Resident Evil,
I-
Silent Hill,
I
Dino Crisis. You
will
name any
be-
other game that's on there, it's probably better, but still amazing.
I would be giddy watching you play that on stream.
So
I'll
okay.
look into it.
Okay, so here's the thing, Courty, you need to look up if you want to see what Blue Stinger looks like.
Yep.
You need to watch Game Informer's super replay of Blue Stinger. It's full of comedy. The game is hilarious, and we should do that as a stream. We should do that. We should do that as a stream. I will bust out the Dreamcast. I'll find my HDMI converter thing that will plug into my capture card, and we should do some sort of stream of Blue Stinger.
Yes.
I will play it. Somebody can be my guide. I will screen share so you guys can see what's going on, even though it'll probably be 10 seconds behind. And we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Well, everybody, that's going to be it for Nintendo Power Block. Courtney, thank you for joining us. How was your first episode?
It was fun.
Yes.
The chat's fun too.
Who recognizes me from high school? I don't get it. Who are you? Who's this person?
Ooh.
Who is this person? I need to know.
Well, Courtney, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch and you can find me on Twitter at Courty_yikes.
Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Cory in HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on the Boss Rush podcast and various other things here on the Boss Rush Network.
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode and on Instagram. You can also check me out on Nintendo Expansion Pass, Talk the Walk, and other podcasts here at Boss Rush. Check us out on the Discord. Come and join us. Talk games. We want to know what's next you're playing. Let us know what you think about Platinum Games. What would you play with a Mario Lego game? Question mark? Who knows? You can all let us know about that on our Discord for Boss Rush Network, and join us on bossrush.net to read some of our reviews and articles and more. And also, if you guys want to support us, join our Patreon. $5 would not only give you producers credit, but also allows you to get events to early shows. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You know, a $1 tier would give you some early access also and everything. If not, support us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other places. With that, everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Power Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Goodbye.